Hello and welcome to DCB Live episode number 301. It's a new season.
301.
New season
This
DCB
guy.
301.
This
Yeah.
is the one we will talk about Destiny, probably.
This episode, yeah.
Probably.
What's
Well,
that?
But first, Mylan, I have found the McDonald's menu for Australia, and I have questions.
Okay.
It's different. What's on there?
Have you ever had a Big Brekkie burger?
I mean,
Big
I
Brekkie
don't
burger?
often get breakfast from McDonald's, if ever. But I know of it. Yeah, big
You know
brekkie.
of it, but you've
What's
never
a-
had it?
What's a breakfast
I'm
burger?
assuming it's probably got egg, bacon, and a patty, maybe?
It's got 2 burger patties,
Oh,
Yeah.
bacon,
egg. Oh,
egg,
Yeah.
a
Egg.
hash brown,
A hash brown. Yeah.
with some kind of ketchup, and it's served on a sesame seed bun.
That feels like a weird bun choice, to be
that is a
honest.
weird bun choice.
This
very
is just a
weird.
weird
What a-
choice, period. Do you want 2 burgers for your breakfast?
2 burgers and a hash brown on the
It's a-
burger.
Okay, hold on. When you guys go to a cafe or whatever to have breakfast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not have Big Brekkie on the like? It's the staple of every.
Big Brekkie, like literally big
no.
Brekkie TM?
No.
Yes,
no,
yes, Big
no.
Brekkie, big breakfast.
No.
It'll be
No.
hash brown, sausages.
seen
it's
big
just everything.
breakfast.
Hash brown, sausages, eggs, toast, mushrooms, tomatoes. Just all of the stuff.
So it's like the English breakfast, the fried
lumberjack
English
breakfast.
Lumberjack,
Yes.
yeah.
Like a fried,
The
like a
working
fried
man's
English
breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The breakfast.
That's not my only
That's just a
question.
normal breakfast.
that's not my only.
That's just a normal American breakfast.
Yeah. You also have the Mighty McMuffin.
Mighty.
He's Marty and some McMuffin.
It is an egg McMuffin with 2 slabs of bacon separated by the egg. Again, a burger, cheese, and this time on an English muffin.
I think the
Wow.
thing is we've got, a lot of tradies, a lot of sunlight in Australia, and they need their fuel before they go to work. So they pick up the Big Brekkie
The Big Brekkie and the Mighty McMuffin.
The mighty
with their
McMuffin.
choc milk, and then they head off to work. Is that a thing? Is that a thing where you guys are like tradespeople drinking like coffee, chocolate coffee in the morning, like chocolate coffee milk?
Chocolate
Coffee?
No.
No, I've never heard of
No.
chocolate coffee.
I
You know, like
there's-
the
there's,
cold
like-
drinks you get, and it's just like I don't know, it's called choc chill and stuff like that. It's
Like a-
chocolate
like a
milk, but
Starbucks
coffee
drink?
as well.
like a Starbucks chilled drink. type of
No,
thing?
no, like just off out of the freezers, out of the fridge.
Yeah,
No.
the closest thing
Oh,
I can
mocha?
think of. Yeah, like a mocha.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Mocha
see.
coffee.
Okay,
mocha, not a mocha.
so it's like Starbucks sells a bunch of those here, but they're not necessarily the go-to choice. It's like if you're on the run, be like, oh, you get that, but typically,
It's like so stereotypical. It's a joke. Like when you see tradespeople, like early morning, they have their choc chill, and it's like it's either like
Choc
chocolate
chill.
milk or like choc chill with like the coffee version.
see
It's got heaps of sugar in it.
the things that I haven't heard until talking to Australians. Like I don't know anybody who calls it brekkie for breakfast here
No.
in the United States.
No,
Really?
Nobody
that's
calls
an
it
Australian
brekkie.
thing.
Yeah, that's an Australian thing. And I've definitely
Brekkie, yeah.
the choc what? What was it? Choc chill? I've
Choc
never
chill.
heard
Choc
that.
chill is like a brown, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard choc chill before. This is new.
Yeah, choc chill. It's like chocolate milk.
I
No,
got a couple more McDonald's related questions.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry to derail the podcast. You got
you need
some
to call it
chocolate
Macca's, by the
donuts
way.
at McDonald's. You can get a donut at McDonald's.
You need to call it Macca's if you're going to talk about Australian McDonald's.
That's
Macca's.
true. And they actually refer to themselves as Macca's.
As Macca's, yep. It's in
Yeah.
their branding.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they
So
got
what, chocolate
brekkie.
donuts?
They got brekkie in there.
Chocolate donuts.
They
Yeah,
got
they
brekkie.
got chocolate donuts. They also have a salted caramel macaroon, as well as a chocolate caramel. And
And fancy.
for Tefty, they have a gluten-free chocolate raspberry tort.
Nice.
Right?
Look,
Good looking out.
Yeah.
Macca's
They
is
also
like a
have
mullet. Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah.
they also have
That big brekkie.
a ham and
Goddamn.
cheese toasty, which is a ham and cheese like toasted sandwich at McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
Which
We're,
that's nice.
we're
That's-
simple people.
It sounds like you have a better McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah, way better.
You
Yeah,
reckon?
man. Oh,
really?
yeah, definitely. That sounds
Yeah.
way
Oh
better.
yeah. The amount of coffee drinks you guys have, I don't know if this is available at like every McDonald's in Australia. We have like bad coffee and frozen bad coffee.
No, they have like Mac cafes now. Mac cafes
They do, yeah.
with like a barista.
They have a barista
With a barista.
They're actually wait. Are they doing espresso there? Are they actually making espresso at?
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, that's different. See, in America, they've upped their coffee game, but not to that degree. See, Brian, you're thinking of like 10 years, 15 years ago, McDonald's.
I am thinking current. They have the McCafe. They do not have a barista. They have a machine that does not get cleaned regularly.
Okay. The McDonald's that I've been to in the past 5 years have definitely done better coffee. It's not great coffee, but it's not like I wouldn't even touch this coffee. Like it's middle ground where it's like, okay, if I'm on a road trip and that's all that's available, I guess I could drink this, that type of coffee.
In fairness, it's been a long
Australians
time
like their
since I've had
coffee. It's very different, like coffee culture in Australia, especially if you're like East Coast as well, like Melbourne, like coffee snobs kind of deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like you don't just get a coffee, you get a long Mac and topped up 3/4, you know?
Oh yeah,
Topped up
sounds
three-quarters.
delicious.
Long
And
macchiato
that
topped
means-
up 3/4 is a regular order.
Okay.
All right.
I get a long Mac topped
or
up.
something.
Bang.
Bada bing,
I was
bada
also
boom.
impressed
Boom.
with the mud muffin. What is a mud muffin?
I don't know.
Don't know. Oh, okay. My bad.
Does anyone in chat know what a mud
I'm
muffin
testing
is?
your
Muffin.
knowledge of the
Mud
McDonald's.
muffin.
I don't go to McDonald's very often, but as a new father, I have been going to Krispy Kreme drive-through and getting a donut and a coffee, and it's been bad. Because Leo needs an afternoon nap, and we just take it for a drive. Thought, oh, you know what? Just pull in through Krispy Kreme, pick up a donut, pick up a coffee, get me through the night.
Can you get a large
A
brekkie at
chocolate
Krispy Kreme?
muffin.
Yeah, topped up
Yeah.
macadamia, whatever the crap.
Yeah,
at,
you had topped
yeah,
up macadamia donut.
yeah,
chocolate-
Long Mac,
Three-quarter fill.
long Mac topped up, 3/4 full with almond milk out of a cat's butthole.
So can I order that?
Yeah.
There
Oh,
you go.
people get confused. Like when I went to Seattle for the bungee thing, I was like, "Oh, can I get long Mac topped up?" They're like,
Yeah,
I was like,
I'd look at you weird
Yeah.
for sure.
That's not even English. I don't think.
I was
you can
like,
say
coffee.
that.
You know what a flat white is? Give me a flat white, then put 2 shots in it. I don't know.
They're like,
Huh?
you want a venti? Oh my god.
Does
Oh, you guys
McDonald's
have
in
that
America
though,
serve
right?
a
You have, like,
plant-based
flat
burger?
white and stuff, or do you not even have that?
Flat white?
We got flat whites.
What
Yeah.
do you? What
Oh,
do you
I don't know
call
much
your
about
coffee?
coffee.
There is the things, but I haven't heard the long Mac 3/4.
Long Mac topped up, 3/4 topped
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I
Oh, same.
don't know what that is. Yeah,
Get a
Wait, Chaz, man, you've had
macchiato
a
from
long
Mackey's.
black. You don't have a long black either.
a long.
That's
back.
also true. Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like
long
it's like
black?
black
That's just-
coffee. Like no,
Yeah, no,
no
it's
milk
espresso
hot
long, like pulled
Yeah.
long, right? Instead of
Yeah,
like short
yeah.
pull. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and also just topped up with water. You know, hot water.
That's what the topped up is. Got it. I don't know.
Do we have a plant-based burger at McDonald's in America?
Not McDonald's, Burger King.
No? Okay.
Yeah,
Because they
Burger
do in
King,
Australia.
They do in pretty much everywhere else. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
There's plant based at like
Unbelievable.
Del Taco. Believe that?
They don't start.
Yeah.
They don't seem to have any muffins though. No muffin-based sandwiches.
Muffins.
What about a scone?
Do they have
Hmm.
scones?
Yeah. How about
I see no scones.
how about
I see macaroons,
biscuits?
but no scones.
They got biscuits there. Hmm.
No biscuits. I don't see any biscuits.
Is there any burritos or
Yes, there are burritos.
gyros at
No
McDonald's?
gyros.
McDonald's burrito.
They every McDonald's customizes their menu right to the country. So like Japan has a different
True.
one. Australia
Yeah.
has a different one. Like,
It's
I'm
all
pretty sure you can
different.
get ramen and stuff in Japan, right? From McDonald's.
All I remember is the
McDonald's,
last time. No, actually, it was the first time I went to McDonald's. They had a squid ink burger.
Oh,
So everything was cooked or cooked with squid ink. So it was all just like jet black, just a jet
Oh.
black burger. Everything's black.
I don't know
Yeah,
if I
right.
want jet black burger.
Jet black
Does it
burger?
taste any
Apparently-
different with
apparently
squid?
it's pretty
ink?
good. Yeah.
Squid. Wait, this is a squid inked
Squid ink.
burger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle that.
I could go for a big brekkie burger though. I'll tell you that.
The big brekkie, mate. Double
Yeah, big
everything.
Big brekkie
with
half
long Mac
chopped
topped
up.
up,
2
3/4
burgers,
long
2
Mac.
hash browns, 2 bacon, 2 eggs. 2 heart attacks by the afternoon.
Perfect. Perfect.
Good
There you
stuff.
go.
Sounds great.
Well,
Okay, that concludes my questions about McDonald's in Australia.
yeah,
I mean, that was
Good
an
stuff.
Aussie segment. Perfect.
that was fantastic. There's some Destiny stuff, guys. You ready to talk about some Destiny?
Really?
Is there?
Yeah.
What happened? I've been colted up all day. I've been in a different
I got
world,
one
let me
word
tell
for
ya.
you. Eruption.
Eruption.
What's that, Tefty? What's eruption?
Their new mode that they're bringing to Iron Banner next season.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't read
Uh-huh.
this?
Are you mimicking? No.
Yeah, for real.
I've been trapped running around after Nam, who is a Lamb Squad subscriber, who's been walking around my cult with a megaphone made of twigs, telling people that I'm a false leader. I've been putting people in jail all day. I've been
Serve up
busy.
some eruption. Get.
True.
Yeah. I don't have the
Twab
TWAB in front of me, but yeah.
I have
guess
the
I have
12.
it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's
Iron Banner.
basically yeah. It's this
4-1-1.
411. The
I
info.
don't know what that means. Oh, the information. I got it. I was like,
Infomatica.
411. It is. We're past that date, Bungie. I don't know if you know what date it is, but
411. What is that even supposed to mean? Weird.
more Iron Banner is on the way next season. This time, Sans Rift. Sans Rift.
Yeah.
To
no
talk
rift.
about more about what's on the
Rift.
horizon, we've got principal designer Alan Blaine here to dive a little deeper. So, Iron Banner is officially wrapped up for Season of the Haunted. Let's talk about what we learned, as well as our plans for next season and the future. First up, we're adding the ability to gild the Iron Lord seal with the next batch of matches in Valis Forge's honor. As for what else is new in Season 18, let's talk about streaks. When we started working on Season 18's Iron Banner, well before we launched Rift, we knew we wanted to come back to something more familiar after a season of objective-based gameplay. Do you already knew that?
Mhm.
I mean, it's good, switch it up. Get a
Yeah,
little bit of
switch it.
objective, a little bit of crazy. I appreciate it. Some of you have been asking to play Clash in Iron Banner for a while, so we decided to start there. With that aside, we still needed that Iron Banner twist, the thing that makes it feel unique. The core vision started with a conversation that sounded like, what if when you went on kill streak, Saladin shouted, "He's on fire!" and you lit on fire? And maybe
could
when you
be
get
a
a
gym.
kill, he shouted, "Boom shakalaka!" And from that chaotic conversation, Eruption was born. Okay.
Eruption.
I like the sound list. What is Eruption? Eruption is Clash with energy boosts based on kill streaks. It was affectionately called Streak Mayhem internally before we gave it a real name. During Eruption, killing your opponent scores 1 point and a normal amount of energy. After that, when you get your second elimination in a row without dying, assists count 2. You become Surging.
Mm-hmm.
You start lightly glowing. Kills start generating 10% super energy and 20% grenade, melee, and clash energy. Please don't have classy arcuration next season. We don't need that. Don't do it.
Man.
You
Oh, yeah,
score.
class-
I'm sure arc abilities would be really toned down.
No.
Classy
No.
arc eruption.
No. You score 3 points per kill. So this is after you're glowing. You get all of this class regen and energy
Yeah.
regen and all that stuff,
Uh-huh.
and you get 3 points per kill. And then when you get your 5th kill without dying, you become primed. You begin glowing brightly. Your team goes on the hunt, which we're familiar with from other Iron Banners.
Mhm.
Everyone on the team gains 5% super and 10% grenade, melee, and class energy. You now gain 12% super and 5% grenade, melee, and class energy per kill. You score 3 points per kill. Sounds great,
pause,
right?
Pause right
Yes,
there.
let's
Pause right
pause,
there. Before
let's
we get to the
pause.
caveat of that,
Mhm.
what I don't understand is if it's like the moment you go primed
Yeah,
is when that happens to all your team. Like they just get a
Yeah.
one-time bump.
like a bump. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody just gets. It's not like every kill is now suddenly giving you these compounding benefits. It's just when they become primed, everybody on
Yeah.
the team gets that, right?
I
Yeah,
think
it sounds
would
just like
be
a flat bump.
That's
Yeah.
how I'm interpreting it, and I think that would be the better way to do it, or it will just be mayhem the entire time.
Not a recharge percentage increase.
Yeah. Just like
Alright.
you get a little boost. Of all
Let's get to the caveat because I do find this interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great, right? Who wouldn't want to be primed? Well, you also have a 15-second timer on you. If the timer reaches 0, you erupt. Erupting kills you, which resets your streak and ends the hunt. Getting a kill resets the eruption timer back to 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You are then marked for both teams, so everyone can see right where you are. The other team gets 3 points for killing you, and more than one player can be primed at a time. See, I actually really like this because I've always wanted a mode where it's like kind of, especially in like a clash mode where there's no actual objective, where it's, you know, the floor is lava. Like you can't stay still. You got to keep moving. You got to
Yeah.
keep going. You can't just like sit
Yeah.
there and camp out an area with your team and keep getting kills. You have to get out there and go be productive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
I do
would have
like that.
happened if you had to get 5 kills to go primed. Basically, people would just start camping, especially because assists count as well. But
Yeah.
the fact that as soon as you get 2 kills, you've got a timer.
Oh no, it's
You
when you
start
get
moving.
primed.
It's when you
Primed
get
is
primed.
2 kills, isn't it? No, sorry,
no.
I'm
You
thinking of
get-
surge. So I'm
Primed
thinking
is
of
5.
surging. Primed is
Yeah.
5.
Yeah,
correct.
so
Okay,
you
sorry.
start surging. What's
Right.
not clear also though is they said assists in the beginning for when you're surging, but do
Yeah.
assists count for resetting the timer when you're primed? They didn't say.
It doesn't say. It doesn't specify.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that because that would make a big difference also. Because it's
It
easy
would.
to get a bunch of assists, but
It is.
like making sure you get the final kill on everything to extend your
should be
timer.
It says,
kill.
it says getting a kill resets the eruption timer, so I'm going to
Yeah.
assume it's not assist.
I'm going to assume a kill
Okay.
because, again, I feel like that is the better choice for this design thing. Otherwise, you could literally have your whole team around you. You would just plink them once
Yeah,
with a
you're
scout
right.
rifle. And
Yeah,
then
the
that
whole
would be.
the whole team would be
would never end.
primed, and it would be an endless madness of everyone just getting like assists. Yeah, you're right. So it's got to be kills that
So I'm
extend.
going to trust
prime.
that they went with the kill. I'm just going to trust that the best
Yeah.
decision,
Yeah,
at least from what I can tell reading this, is what they went with.
I think this sounds fun.
It does
I
sound
do.
It
fun.
Yeah.
does sound fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
I like how you appear on the map too.
Yes.
So
when
like
you're
people
primed.
can hunt you down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 I also
mean-
hope that when you explode, it does friendly damage. I really want someone to
Everyone
explode
wants
and
to
that'd be
take
good.
out their team by accident because it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, you watch your timer, you might explode. You know?
Yeah. I would
That
like
would
I
be
mean,
good.
I'm gonna judge it solely on whether Saladin says he's on fire like NBA Jam, and
It
if
has
he
to be.
doesn't,
gotta
you
be.
better.
dislike it.
Boom
He better.
shakalaka.
From
He's on
downtown.
yeah. Look, I'm excited that they're still trying new stuff with objectives and different game modes, and I will continue to try and support them, and I will judge them once I play them.
Sure.
I think this would probably encourage snowballing, but it might just be a bunch of goofy fun. And I had this conversation today on stream. Was sort of like, I feel like Destiny's always been so serious in PvP, considering how goofy and unbalanced the game is. It's like, yeah,
That's what.
maybe
Yeah, that's
this-
what I've.
like-
That's what I've said. I think Bungie needs to create modes that fit the chaos of Destiny. You know, trying to make it this thing that it's not just doesn't really work.
Yeah.
And this is
No.
definitely more on like the chaos side. So we'll see.
And you know what? I actually think the PvP good players probably support it too, because they're gonna just
They're gonna be
Slam
primed and have
everybody.
their super like 8 times in a match.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone else will be like, I don't like this game. mate."
That's what I think is kind of cool as well, as for if it's people who like aren't as good, they can get primed when their teammate goes on that
Yeah.
hunt and get a boost to stuff. So they can
Yeah.
still kind of like benefit from that, and assist count as well to get you, you know, glowing to have the generation.
Man,
That's nice.
roaming supers would be really good when you're
Yeah.
getting that prime stuff.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
you
I'm
can-
imagining like you just get close to 5 kills, pop your super, get the 5th kill, go primed, and then just
yeah. I'm
keep
on
it
a
running.
Rampage. Golden gun, golden gun, golden gun.
Yeah, this does sound fun. This sounds like modes that I've really wanted for a long time, not just in Destiny, just in other games. Because you know, when like playing Call of Duty back in the day, it's like there's a guy just camping in a room and there's nothing you can do about him, and he's on a kill streak and he keeps getting all of these kill streaks to kill us with.
Remember when they
And I
used to
was
have
like,
claymores in Call of Duty? Oh.
Yes, Claymore, and then you'd wear Ghost, and they did the thing. They didn't do the thing with, because before they made it to where if you have Ghost and you want to be off the radar, you have to be moving. But before that, you didn't have to be. So you just be in
Yeah.
a room with a Claymore, and no one could
Ugh.
do anything about it.
What was that thing where you drop a
Awful.
grenade when you died too?
Martyrdom.
Martyrdom.
Oh god damn.
Yeah, see, what Briar's feeling right here is like, man, I sure wish there was a thing where you exploded if you didn't kill people or if you stopped moving. So this is
Oh, the
this is
people would
exciting.
camp with noob tubes,
Yep.
and then they'd claymore up like the only entrances into the room. And then if you did manage to kill them, a grenade would go off.
Yep. And with the claymores, you could
God.
have the thing where you keep switching classes to get another claymore, put the claymore down. It just never
Yep.
ended.
That's
Never
right.
ended.
That's right. You can switch class. Oh my god, that game. That was Call of Duty. That was Modern Warfare 2, right? That was
Yeah,
like
Modern
that.
Warfare
Oh
2.
my god, that game was so broken.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
I do wonder about the snowballing because if assists can get you primed, that means there's going to be a lot of this like 10 or is it 5%? What was
What
it
if you-
for your
can you
teammate? Is it 5%?
prime?
Yeah, I think so. It's like you get 5 and then once because you get surged, you assists count for that. And then
Yeah.
once you hit prime, then I think you have to get kills to extend the timer
Okay.
from
Yeah, let's
exploding.
say it's that.
But it seems like that a lot of people are going to get primed.
If this is happening multiple times against you, you're probably getting your ass kicked already. Right?
I'm just
if you've
saying,
got
like, the
multiple
flow.
people getting primed on the other team,
True.
chances are they're already kicking your ass.
You just gotta put you out of your misery quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I forgot that you have to. You can't die, so it has to be a 5-person
Yeah.
streak, even with assists. So yeah, you're right. It wouldn't happen as often. Yeah,
We'll see.
I'm
They can
excited to
always
try
like
it. Like,
tune the percentage that you get of like your super, your grenade, your class. They can like tune that percentage that you get. They could
Mhm.
even be like, okay, assists do not count. That's too much. Like you have to actually kill 5 to be primed, or they
Mhm.
could have it where it's assists get you to surging, but you have to then get 2 actual kills to get primed.
I haven't had a chance to check the Twitters, but what's the gut reaction so far? Has anyone seen any sort of reactions from the community? Like people like, yeah, keen to try it. This is going to be bad. It's going to snowball or what?
What community? The
Anyone
Bungie
know?
community? Like the Destiny community?
You know, the really kind, caring, empathetic Destiny community that's on Twitter.
good question. I haven't looked at Twitter in a while.
Okay, we don't go on Twitter.
Yeah, I have not been on the internet at all. Well, I've been on the internet.
Playing the things you like.
Yeah, I've been having a good time. But I assume people are upset and or slightly excited.
Yeah.
That's a good assumption. Yeah, they either
Sure.
love or hate this terrible or great decision that's being enacted
Yeah.
next season.
Some PvP players are saying not enough. Okay.
No, no.
Not enough.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it is a new mode, right? This is not
Yes.
Rift with like respawn and stuff. This is like an actual new thing that we haven't had. It's not just Clash. It's like actually pretty different. Like these things make it quite a different mode.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with that to get a new mode.
Same.
I think the highlighting the player that's primed and causing you grief because they keep owning you every time they round the corner is going to give people a different perspective of how to like avoid that, because they could be like, I
I
don't
think
want to
that's
keep.
kind of a fun mechanic.
Yeah, like if you're getting dunked on by that person, like you're immediately going to be like, okay, I'm staying away from that, and they might explode.
Or I'm gonna like wait around this corner for them to run by and then shoot them in the back.
True, you have the jump on them at that point. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless
Yeah,
they're
I
hacking.
think it sounds fun.
They got hacks, insta kills around the corner through the wall shot, whatever. I'm
I
excited
wonder
to
what it
play.
looks like. I wonder what it looks like when you're invisible. As a hunter.
Good question. Yeah.
Maybe like your nameplate is highlighted or something.
Probably
What
just
would
like
it look like?
the glowing outer with nothing in the middle.
Casper the Ghost.
Yeah.
Cruise around.
I'm kind of assuming it's like True Sight for the hunter.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's something.
No, I'm
similar to
talking about
that.
what is it? If you're primed and you're invisible and you're showing to everyone else, like, oh yeah, I guess it still looks like True Sight through walls. Is that you reckon?
Yeah, True Sight's like a wavery,
Yeah.
reddish type of look. That's
yeah,
covering up the
yeah.
whole
I
body.
wonder what the
yeah.
glow looks like though. That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Glowing through the invis, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Not invis
see.
friendly. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, not invis friendly.
Yeah,
You're not going to
don't-
be able to just go
Fine.
invisible, and
Yeah, don't
Hide.
be specking for that.
you got to be out there.
Uh-huh.
There is a little note here, so I'll just read all of it. We're excited to get Eruption into everyone's hands, and we hope it continues to illustrate our desire to bring new and unique experiences to the Crucible and Iron Banner. One of the things we learned with Rift in this current season is if we have a brand new mode like the most recent iteration of Rift, introducing it to everyone in a high focus environment first highlights inevitable issues that any multiplayer game has. Instead, we're going to be moving forward with the zone control plan, introducing it as a low pressure Crucible Labs first to make sure it performs as intended in a real world setting. Then and only then do we bring the new mode to Iron Banner, albeit with a unique twist. They also say we will definitely come back to Control and Rift for Iron Banner in the future, but expect a familiar mode with a unique experience in Season 19.
Cool.
So a familiar mode with a unique experience. Would that be Control?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know.
No. Maybe they'll do something like King of the Hill where the point changes all the time and you have to run to it. I guess that was kind of like skirmish. The
Mhm.
3v3 mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the names of PvP modes.
Search
Yeah.
and
got me.
destroy.
Terrible
whatever
at
it
it. I
was.
can't remember the map names. I can't remember the name of the boat.
Destiny PvP modes have never stuck in my head. Like the naming of their modes has never been something that's like I remember.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. But the Eruption sounds good to me, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Sounds fun.
Next, we have more Rift talk. Think Rift, but make it Crucible. Rift won't be an Iron Banner for Season 18, but that doesn't mean this mode is gone forever. Most of you will be happy to hear that Rift will now have more standard overtime rules. For those who may not know exactly what that means, overtime is added time put on the clock to give teams a shot at breaking any tie that may be in place. It also gives us Titans a fair shake to just go ham with those fiery hammers and hope for the best. Just being honest. So here's Alan back with more details. Season of the Haunted ushered in a new era of Iron Banner, starting with Rift. While the first week had a rocky start, by the end, many players were starting to develop new tactics and strategies for the mode, and the weekend games were some of the closest and well played. Then the second week rolled around, and we fixed most of the bugs, and everyone had a great time, right? I was tired. We all know that change can be hard, especially unexpected change. Communicating changes that we don't know will work out, communicating future plans when there's no hard date, and balancing between opposing player bases all contribute to the complexity of the PvP verse in Destiny 2. But this is the wonderful conundrum we are committed to. For now, this is what we're happy to share with players, and we think a lot of this information is going to be exciting for many of you. Time for some fun data. 1.5 million players played at least one match of Rift. That's a
Wow.
lot of people.
It
It
is.
is.
People play this game?
I guess.
Dead
What?
game, dead game.
Wow. It's no longer a little small community. I'm never gonna get over that, I don't think. And over 300,000 of you managed to reset your rank,
Wow.
and 150,000 reset it twice. So that's what you needed for the title, was to reset twice, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, 150K out of 1.5 million who went into Rift.
That's quite a bit.
Actually, yeah, that's crazy. We definitely hit a few people just right. One player reset their rank 17 times last
I
season
can't believe that.
in only 55 hours in game. 55 hours of Rift now?
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours.
Did they check that person's account? If
I
they
was
were
like,
hacking?
They're cheating.
Yeah.
I think it would have been super possible after. So they did the change, and then they added like quadruple penta XP rank,
Right.
rank get. So I think if you were playing during that point, and like mostly during that point, and you had a full team, and you were just like mercying people every game, you'd probably go pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because that
Gotta go
XP
fast.
gain was pretty nuts. And another player played over 133 hours of Rift.
That's crazy. That's
Right?
a lot.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Let me
that's
know.
a
Who
lot.
are you?
We
I'm glad
worked
you
out,
had a
it's like-
thing that
it's-
I hope you
It's
like.
9.5 hours per day of Rift.
That's definitely too
A
much. Rift.
full-time stream grind for partnership. 2 weeks of Rift.
Huh. Wonder what happened.
That's the thing. I think, you kind of default to like, oh, that's so weird. Why would you do that? But I hope this is the case, that you just got a mode in PvP that you really, 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 really liked, and you
Just
played
really
a ton of it.
connected.
Yeah,
You're
I
like-
hope you just having the best time.
It connected with you, and you're like, it's gonna go away next Tuesday. I gotta play
Yeah.
and play
mean-
and play.
Either that or they just had a macro on. Which is fine. I don't know.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I hope they loved it.
Yeah.
The community was also able to expose some flaws in the mode. We've already had a number of fixes go live in Rift, like making it so games ended properly if a spark was dunked late, or that the spark could always be picked up. We also made a few tuning changes, such as when we added a 3-score mercy rule, as well as when we dropped the base mode time to 8 minutes. The number of matches that fully went to time dropped by 10%, and we went from having no mercy criteria to a third of matches ending in mercy. One of my favorite things about the new era of Iron Banner is the new rules we're going to be bringing in each season. While Rift won't be in Iron Banner next season, it will be a weekly rotator in the Crucible. So it's going to be available to play week 1, 8, and 14, as well as private matches, of course. Private matches where you can choose any map you want, which is very, very fun. Alongside the more standard overtime rules, we also expect Multispark to return in a future season. AFK protections have been updated to utilize Rift-specific events. Later in the season, we fixed a bug that didn't allow you to always dunk the spark if you picked it up too close to the Rift. So for future seasons, now this is kind of exciting, exploration with 3v3 Rift.
Interesting.
If you do
That is
3v3 Rift
interesting.
with objectives, that
Mhm.
could actually be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That could be pretty cool. Because it will allow the use of smaller maps.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. May also allow us to use slightly asymmetrical maps like Burnout. So that was kind of a big problem with Rift, especially if you went for the Iron Banner Seal week 1 that it was out. By the time week 2 came around, you're like, I've been playing 3 maps forever.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. I'm losing the will to live.
Yep.
Fixing scenarios where one team can play keep away with the spark longer than intended, lessening the black screen time after scores, and
Thank you.
future measures to discourage overt kill farming.
Good.
It all sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I would actually be so down for 3v3 Rift because I think that would play pretty well.
It would be interesting. It
Mhm.
could get
I think we
slow. I don't know. It depends on the map, I guess.
Yeah, if we can have like Burnout, that map is crazy for Rift because it's like the spark is like usually, at least in D1, it was in the middle. I haven't played it in D2, but the spark was in the middle and the capture point was like on the other side of the turning wheels. So you just grabbed it and like walked, I don't know,
Yeah.
a couple feet and you were there.
Honestly, I think a 3v3 Rift trials would be
Mm.
really interesting. I could see that
Mhm.
because like solo queuing and stuff, it'd be strange because you really have to communicate quite a bit. But if you are communicating on teams like that, I think like that could actually be a great experience.
Yeah, I enjoyed Rift when I was in a team and we were at, other teams that were similarly experienced. It was just a bad time when it was solo, really. And I think they just need to bump up the player population by giving people a reason to play it as well. So I think as they push these modes, I think it would be good to see armor and weapons or glows or something specific, because I think when you bump that player population up in PvP, it's always a better experience, and Trials has always shown us that.
Give a load of free bright dust if you play 5 matches.
Yeah, give
Sack-
some reason people to jump
sack
in
of
there
dust.
because
Yeah, that would be
it
good.
mitigates issues with matchmaking, and
Mhm.
if there's an issue with matchmaking that's impacting a objective mode in PvP, then give something for people to chase and bump the player population up, and it will mitigate some of those issues.
Yeah.
Bang,
Yeah.
big brain. All right, that's the only smart thing I'm saying the whole time. All right, see you later.
Next, we have something pretty cool about a new exotic weapon ornament. So they're
This
doing
is
something.
cool.
This is cool. I really
This
like
is
this.
really cool.
So they said, we think it's time for a few familiar pieces of equipment to get a makeover. Even better, we want you to decide which ornaments become a reality. Even better than that, the designs behind the proposed ornaments will be created by an artist from our community of Destiny 2 players.
Very cool.
Finally,
That is awesome.
I've man, this community is so incredibly talented. I
Mhm.
wanted for so long for them to, hold contests and hopefully give them something in return rather than just like, hey, can you make armor and we'll take it. But yeah, I've wanted them to do something like that forever because there are so many and so many talented people. So I'm glad that this has happened.
Mhm.
So how does this work? First off, we are leaving it up to you in the community to pick which exotic gets community created ornament. We have 3 options for you to vote on in an email we'll send out starting August 16th. So this is going to be in an email. So if you are still not receiving Bungie emails, go through all of the stuff. Go through all of the things to try and make sure you get emails. Now here are the weapons. There is only one correct choice. We have Arbalest,
I know what you're gonna say, and it's incorrect, but go on.
Sweet Business, or Rat King.
You
And
know
the
it's
correct
gonna be
answer
Arbalest.
is
It's Arbalest. You know this.
Rat
sweet
King.
business.
Arbalest.
Oh, it's
Rat
gonna be
King.
Arbalest.
Listen,
Because
two-
Everyone
no one
hates
uses Rat
Arbalest.
King except you.
Everyone hates Arbalest.
no,
Listen.
everyone
It's
hates
not.
getting
S
killed
tier
by
exotic.
Arbalest. Everyone
No,
hates being shot by it.
Yes, they hate being shot by it. That is true.
Yeah, that's what they hate about Arbalest. Arbalest
Why
is
would
great.
you vote Sweet Business?
Yeah,
Who
that's weird,
uses
Briar.
Sweet Business?
Why you
I
doing
love
that,
sweet
Briar?
business. It's
Some
amazing.
Titans.
How are you
use
playing
Sweet
once a
Business.
year?
Yeah, you log in once a freaking season, and you're not using Sweet Business when you do that.
That's not true.
Yeah, Arbalest did already get a good ornament, so we
Why
don't
not
need
2
Arbalest
good
to have another
ornaments?
ornament.
We need
No!
a community,
It's
a
so
community-driven
popular.
ornament.
It's gonna be Arbalest. There's no way it's not.
Yeah,
What,
it might be.
use-
what do you think the actual
use-wise.
chances of Rat King making it?
0.
I don't know. There are people who are pretty
Absolutely zero.
dedicated to Rat King.
I
There's
think
a lot
there's.
of people.
I think it's a tight race with Sweet Business, but Arbalest is gonna take the cake.
Arbalest already has a brand new good ornament.
Doesn't matter. What does the community want?
Yeah, you could get a community one now.
Yeah, a community ornament. That's the first
What's
of
the
a kind.
point in having a skin on Rat King when no one ever uses it?
They do.
Only you and your weird
People-
lambs use it.
People use Rat King.
No, they don't. No,
Yes, they
it's Arbalest.
do.
No, they don't.
So let's hope I only get the email. If they just email
One
me.
vote. I don't know what happened.
One
We only got
vote.
One vote.
Weird.
One vote.
Look, this chat is biased. I look at all the
Yeah,
angry
that's very
lambs.
biased.
They
Very
I know
biased
that's
chat.
very biased. Do
A
not-
lot of
do not read
impressionability
chat.
going on in here. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Anyway, it's a cool idea because what we
Very
get to
cool.
vote on what gets a new ornament, and then they have a community artist that designs the ornament and works with them.
Yeah, and they get paid too.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
who would have thunk it?
Love it.
Look at these artists getting spoiled, getting paid for their work.
Right?
What about them
Seriously.
exposure bucks, man? Hmm?
Exposure's enough, surely.
Now here, there's another section to this. So you get to pick which weapon gets picked for the community artist to make the ornament. After
Right, the
that,
sweet business.
no.
I'll be-
Who said I
After
get to
that,
pick?
Arby's, we got the beef. Yes, we have the meat.
After that, they're going to be working with the chosen community artist to create 3 different weapon ornament concepts. Once we
Ah.
have 3 that are viable to be made into ornaments, we'll have another community vote, so you get to pick which is your favorite. The winner
Oh,
will
I
be
like that
approved
too.
to be made into a weapon ornament in the game, and then bam, new look, new you. So here is a look at the full process. Community votes on which exotic to pick through an email starting on August 16th. Community artist creates 3 weapon ornament concepts for the winning exotic. Community votes to pick their favorite weapon ornament concept, and then the winning weapon ornament goes into production and is
Marvelous.
released in-game as early as Season 21. Obviously, this is going to be like,
Season
We're
21.
going-
How long? How
we're
far
going
away is
into
that?
19.
Yeah,
19,
it's
20, 21. So
like-
we're thinking around
It's like 9 months away.
spring of next year.
It's summer,
Summer.
maybe.
It's going to be a little
Yeah,
while
man.
because, like, They
gonna be a
they have
bit.
not they've not given us a date on like when we pick from the concepts because they have to work with the artist together of like what's actually going to be viable to create in game. So making those concepts is going to take a while, and
Yeah.
then they vote, and then
If
they
you
have
want
to
it to be
obviously
good, it's
produce
gonna
it.
take some time.
What happens if they choose the artist and they're like, okay, and the artist then sends back 3 concepts? Okay, so here's waifu 1.
Three
Here's anime
purple
kitty 2,
dildos
and
that
here's
say Arbalest on them.
Perfect. Oh, they tell you how long. Okay. This will be the first community created item that makes it into the game, and we're really excited to see how it plays out. We have picked an artist out, so please don't feel the need to start any campaigns on whom we should pick. We also aren't asking them to do this work for free, and we'll be paying them just like when we work with other external concept artists.
With exposure
Good.
bucks.
Yeah, and
Real
silver.
bucks.
silver.
Bright dust. Sacks and sacks of bright
in their
dust.
account.
We want to make sure we give our artists plenty of time to work on their concepts, so it will be several months until we reveal who they are and unveil their work for the next round. Good idea, because if you told us now, people would be like,
Oh, yeah.
when is the concept art ready? When is the concept art ready?
Waifu skin.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, it'll be just like that.
We know because it would be us.
Make Rat King ornament.
It'd be me. Once we pick the concept that's ready to go into production, it's going to take a bit to go through our content pipeline. So we want to set some expectations up front so that you shouldn't expect to see the finalized design in Destiny 2 until Season 21. We know that is a long way out, but we're glad you get to be along for the ride on this one. Hell yeah, I love this. This is great.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Really
heard
good.
any cool ideas? Have you got any cool ideas for what you would have as an ornament?
I'd want the Rat
Wow.
King to literally be a rat. You know, you hold the little legs, and then the body
Remy?
is the
Could
the
be
gun.
Remy. Remy from Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Ratatouille, Remy, yeah.
Yeah, and then it moves. It goes. "Wah." You know when you kill people.
Somebody said in chat, make it Cat King rather than Rat King, and it'll be
That
like
would
some
be
sort of
cool.
cat.
That would be
Yeah,
good.
Cat King.
That would
Yeah,
actually be
King.
awesome. Yeah.
that would be cool. There's a lot you could do with that. It's a funny gun. You could make it silly.
What would sweet business be?
Yeah, Briar.
Yeah.
What would that even
It would be I mean, I already said a big purple dildo, right? It's kind of floppy. So you gotta hold it with 2 hands, and as you run, it kind of goes.
And when you shoot it, it goes-
Okay.
It's really inaccurate because it's just rubber, kind of like.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's got its
Okay,
own
yeah.
physics to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. that
It's
sounds
Tell
Subway
me you wouldn't
footlong.
run that. You'd rock it. You'd run it. Oh my. You know you would.
yeah. I'd buy that. I'd spend money on that. Arbalest is going to be an Arby's sandwich.
Ah, nice.
Checks
Yeah.
out.
They got the meat.
They got the meat.
Not me. Yeah. This is the last call to praise the sun. Arms up. Hey, we have an emote for that. To watch praise.
Praise the sun.
Nice.
A new emote. Yep.
Mhm.
This is your friendly community manager reminding you that this year's Solstice event is coming to a close. This means you've got just a few more days to get in there and grab those goods, or roast some s'mores over in the Bonfire Bash.
How do you roast s'mores?
On the ash cheeks of Hive, probably.
I haven't
Okay.
seen the prompt to hold X to roast on the ash cheeks of the hives. Have I been missing out on the bonfire
You
bash?
just need to only get Hive every time you go to Bonfire Bash, and the prompt
and
appears.
then you can roast the s'mores on
Yep.
the ash cheeks. Got it.
Yep.
Guess I gotta play more.
Did you guys finish your armor? Do you have the white glow
No.
on a character?
No.
I don't think so.
What the heck are you doing?
I'll tell you what, and I had this discussion before.
Uh-oh.
I am making.
This is the Papa voice.
I'm standing
What?
by my choice to not play things in Destiny that I don't enjoy. There are plenty of things I do enjoy, and after 6 or 8 weeks of playing the things I do enjoy, I don't feel like grinding activities that I don't like for the sake of getting something cosmetic or even armor or even weapons, because it makes me unhappy, and I'd rather be spending my time playing games that make me happy. And I get plenty of enjoyment from Destiny beginning of each season, doing solo floors dungeons, doing raids, doing that kind of stuff, and I don't want to hate Destiny, so I don't do it. I literally did one Solstice event.
No.
Did it
I'm like
once.
Mylan.
So what you're telling me
And
is
you know
you
what? I like Destiny better when I do it that way.
what you're
Yeah, I
telling
really
me is that you didn't reset your Iron Banner rank 17 times.
Right, 17 times.
That wasn't you, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Because you know what? I played Trials on the weekend and I had an absolute ball. You know why? Because I didn't
Yeah.
burn myself out and playing Trials. I literally just played for fun. I only got 2 wins max and I had so much fun playing Trials. And then I put it down. I was like, okay, I've had enough now. I'll put it down. I don't
See,
need
this
to
is why,
get
like,
whatever.
when the Solstice event came around, I was actually like down to do all the stuff because I never do strikes, I never do patrols, I never do public. I don't interact after a certain point in the season. I only play Crucible.
What about
I don't do
Gambit?
anything else.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I didn't even play Gambit during Solstice event. Hefty. I didn't do it.
Unbelievable.
My mom finished her armor before me.
Wow. She played Gambit?
Yeah. She played Gambit for the 25 Crucible / Gambit games.
Oh, Jesus.
Gambit is her favorite activity.
This explains a lot
You know
to
what?
me.
Wow.
It used to be Crucible, and then they completely got rid of skill-based matchmaking, and then she doesn't enjoy it anymore.
Something like that.
Gambit to the rescue.
Gambit.
Gambino.
Maybe with the loose protection of skill-based matchmaking, she'll enjoy Crucible again.
Yeah, maybe. You know, we didn't
Maybe.
talk about that last week because
did
Holtz
not
was
talk about
here.
that.
So we talked about crawdads instead. But I'm looking forward to these changes to see how they
I
feel.
am as well.
I don't
Because, you
know if it's going to work out ultimately,
Right.
but because like that's a big question mark. And a lot of times in Destiny, it's kind of, 2 steps forward, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, or 2 steps forward, 1 step back, whatever the crap. It's like I feel like that happens quite a bit in the Crucibles. But I'm interested to see. I'm going to give it
Yeah.
a shot.
Whenever we have the conversation about skill-based matchmaking, I always have said that I think they should protect the very bottom from the very top.
Right.
They should never play against each other. The very bottom can play against like the bottom, and the very top can play against like the mid-top. But
Mhm.
those should never play each other because there's people where it's like this person is maybe slightly worse than me, but they will kill me if they're like not on their own, right? They will kill me. And then some people where even if their whole team is around me, they will not kill me. They don't know how to like even move around. I do not feel good killing those people. It does not feel good. I feel like I'm just bullying them. So I try and walk away from them. It's not fun. They're just like, I just sat down in a video game for the
this-
first time. I
Is
don't
this
know how
as
to
you
move.
is this as you reload your Rat King and turn invisible? That's happening?
Hmm?
You're
I've
not
stood-
using
I-
Rat King?
Omni Oculus Rat King Worm
I don't
Hunter
use
Husk,
Omni Oculus. I
classy
use
Restoration Hunter.
Talibans.
Why do you
I
even
make
want the Rat King ornament?
explosions. I was using Rat King. You know what? Actually, it was 2 days ago. I was like, you know what? Let's go back to Rat King. And then I realized that they reset my kill counter. You know, when they did like the change in the what was it? Like the orb generation or whatever they did?
Yeah.
Oh, really? They
Now my
reset the-
PvP kills, I can see them if I select the PvE like combatant node, but they're not in the Crucible list anymore. So my like
Oh.
10,000 kills are not they're in PvE now.
Mm.
So
You have 10,000
Unfortunate.
kills on the Rat King from PvP?
yes.
Let's see.
I came back to Rat King and I was like, it's like coming home to a nice cooked meal, tasty, home cooked, comfy. It was great.
Got a non-furry tail.
Yeah. Got that wiry rat tail on it. It's nice,
Just like home.
Oh man.
But yeah, I there's people that have clearly like just picked up the game or even just an FPS in general, and they shouldn't be playing against even like average people at that point. Like they should
Yeah.
play in their pool so they have a
I
chance
still
to enjoy
think
the game.
an issue is what is going to be what I said before, which is just the player population. Because I think any issues with any matchmaking decisions is always going to be exacerbated the lower the population is.
Yeah.
So you can make these changes, but if they're not 100% perfect, they're not going to be right. And I think
Yeah,
you
that's the
have a
thing.
lot more you have a lot more leeway, a lot more freedom when you've got a larger population, just because you're not going to match accidentally or incorrectly, or even if you are meant to match like someone at a higher skill, then it's not going to happen as often. And then you're going to get, a bit of breathing room in between getting your head stomped in.
Head stomp and breathing room. Yeah.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
After
I
your
don't know
big
what
brekkie.
I don't know what what they mean by loose. That could mean
Yeah.
what's loose skill based matchmaking. That could be a very different thing to me to the person who's putting it in place.
Yeah, there's clearly ways to do it wrong and clearly ways that make it feel good for the majority of people. I really hope that they nail it because, like, I want to see the majority of the community happy about stuff, even though it seems almost impossible to make the PvP community happy about things. But, hey, who knows? Maybe one day they could nail it. And
It's factual.
yeah, by and large, they usually hate SBMM, but if they can have the right rails, like you're talking about, just some guardrails so things don't go off the side of the mountain more often than not. Like, I think it's a good thing, especially to get people to want to play it more and encourage the population to grow when it comes to the PvP side.
I just don't think there's any one solution that will suit everyone because that's always how everything works.
That's the problem with
You can't make everyone happy. So the thing is, you need different systems and different modes and a high population in everything. And I think what happens with Destiny is you have these modes that are more suited to high school players that then become difficult, and then the population drops because they're all high school players, and then like everyone's like, Trials is dog shit because I just keep getting stomped. And then you have things that should be fun and goofy like quick play, but then you've got matchmaking and that's making it not fun and making it
Sweat
sweaty.
play.
It's like it's all that whole environment working together with what that feel should be. Is it fun, goofy? Is it competitive? Is it not? And I think they really haven't quite got that right.
Yeah, and also the definition of a quality match sometimes seems really strange. Like, if you're trying to go for a 50-50 win ratio, it's like, that's just not going to feel fun.
Yeah.
It's going to feel fatiguing to you in the long run if you're semi good at the game, Like,
yeah, it was like when Trials first came out, like it was the overall playtime experience. Like, we had some bad games, but we had enough games which were close, and we had enough games that we won completely, and we had enough games that we got completely stomped. Like, that whole experience of a 2-3 hour playtime, we're like, you know what? That was really fun in Trials. We won one, we won some, we lost some, we completely stomped some, we got completely stomped other times, and you had that full range of emotion. So it's like, you don't want them to be nail biters every time.
Yeah, it's exhausting when it's the same game over and over, and you have to.
And
be
it comes
like,
down to just having enough people in the mode to give you variability, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping loose skill-based matchmaking will be the play. Because I think whenever we've had skill-based matchmaking in Destiny, it's usually been pretty strict, right? It's normally not a whole lot of wiggle room there.
It's never felt like a gradual thing. It's always been like,
Yeah.
oh, something changed in the matchmaking.
That's why
Ooh.
when there was that bug, we were all like, there's skill-based matchmaking in here. That's what I'm saying. If you're looking at Destiny PvP and you're like, is skill-based? I don't know if it is or not. If you feel like if it is, it's not. It's immediate, like, this is very obvious skill-based matchmaking because it's so extreme.
Yep.
It's not good. But they did say that they're hoping for obviously taking how long it takes for you to get into a game is also important. They don't want it to be, like you're waiting forever to get into it. So they are also taking that into account that they don't want it to take a super long time.
Yeah.
So
it's smart.
Right. And they say here that no one wants to wait 10 minutes between matches. So 10 minutes is where they think is absolutely unreasonable. I would say 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I think I had it even lower than that when they originally spoke about it. I think it was like a couple minutes they were aiming for at max, matching.
Even sitting there for 5 minutes.
Might have been Trials. I can't remember, but they did talk about how long they want people waiting, and it wasn't long.
Yeah.
You need 2 minutes is. Even that is pretty long, just sitting, because you can't do anything else. You're just sitting there, right? So you notice it pretty quickly that matchmaking is taking forever.
Yep.
I think it's one of the reasons I like fighting games recently so much is because you can do like a practice mode while you're waiting for a match. Obviously, matchmaking is a lot different.
You've been playing Multiverse?
Not yet, but I do want to play it. It looks like fun.
Okay. We should have a DCP 2v2.
Yes, we should.
Right. You guys
happen to see the Project L is going to be free to play, which is the League of Legends fighting game.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that thing
Okay.
looks pretty fun.
Nice.
Was there
We
anything
do
else
some
in the
Twitter
club?
questions? Is there anything else we got to talk about?
Oh, I mean, I got some lore if you want it.
Oh, let's hear the
Yeah.
lore.
Yeah, let's hear
Lore?
more.
Lore me up.
All right, Nezarec, what you know?
Helmet.
I've forgotten literally everything. Nezarec was seen as a bad guy of humanity, but was actually a good guy of humanity. Save humanity? Question mark.
Yeah.
Um,
Helmet. Also, Warlocks. Nezarec Sin.
Hey, this
Did I just
don't make
misfill lore?
YouTube videos because you need to extend that to 10 minutes because you just summarized my entire video in a sentence. Okay.
Black screen for another
I'll do
9 and a
YouTube
half.
shorts.
9.5
Gotta
minutes.
Welcome to
monetize that
lore.
stuff. What?
Here's the-
Yeah, get
Nezarec
that ad
saved
rev.
humanity. Actually, that's it. That's the lore. You're...
Yeah, that was a good YouTube short. Yes, back in the day, we got the exotic helmet, Nezarec Sin. Everyone's like, "Who's Nezarec? What's Nezarec about?" God of Pain, yada yada yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
This season, pain. We didn't get anything else apart from 2018 Forsaken. There was one entry about the Drifter, and the Drifter was bragging to, I think it was Shin Malphur, the Renegade, and he had told the Renegade that he had been to the Tomb of Nezarec, but it was
yes.
it was amongst a bunch of other like these could be lies. We don't know if he was just talking shit basically. So there had been no other mention of Nezarec until now. Season of the Haunted, they obviously released the Glaive,
Yep.
Nezarec's Sin,
Mhm.
and even though it's just one lore tab, you can extract quite a bit of information from it. The first bit of information is the flavor text, which reads, "Rise, disciple, and bear this gift with pride. Rolk,
Yeah.
disciple of the witness."
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Very much implies Nezarec was a disciple at some
Yep.
time
Of the
Dang.
bad
and was
guys.
gifted a glaive by Rolk.
Wait, the witness is a bad guy?
Briar, why you do this to me? Go back to reading the Australian McDonald's menu, okay?
Will do. What's going on at Taco Bell in Australia?
We don't have Taco Bell.
Yeah. Authentic
We don't have
Mexican food in
Taco Bell.
Australia.
Well, that's a different thing we found out.
So interesting that Rolk gives him the glaive and not the witness. I don't know if they just made it Rolk so it was really clear that it wasn't, because if it was the witness, you'd be like, "Oh, witness gave Rolk the glaive," but no, it's like it's Rolk giving the glaive to someone, so it's definitely implies that there's another disciple, and most likely, considering it's on Nezarec's glaive, it's
Was the
Nezarec,
glaive
right?
from Roke's like home world or whatever?
Yeah, it was like the
Mm.
the weapon of their people,
People.
essentially. Yeah. So right. So okay. So let's assume that Nezarec is a disciple at some point.
Yep.
This is the cool part. When you go into the lunar pyramid ship, and the final room that you face Callus in, right? You get the text pop up which tells you like the area,
Mhm.
and it's called Chantry of the Darkest Hour.
Ah.
Mm.
In Nezarec's original lore tab from 2017 or wherever it was, his title is like one of his titles is the Darkest Hour. So this
Mm.
area that you go into is called Chantry of the Darkest Hour, and his like
Yeah.
previous title is the Darkest Hour. So then you can assume, because Rolk was a disciple and has his own pyramid ship, and if we're gonna assume that Nezarec is a disciple, then the lunar pyramid ship would have been his pyramid ship.
Wow.
And then you can start speculating from that, because obviously Callus had been gifted that ship by the witness.
Yeah.
So the implication is, what happened to Nezarec? Did he bail? Did he turn on the witness? He's no longer a disciple for whatever reason. And Eris is trying to make contact with Nezarec. She finds the glaive on the lunar pyramid ship
Mhm.
and tries to make contact with Nezarec. And it definitely doesn't seem like she's investigating a villain. It has a much more tone of trying to contact like an enemy of our enemy or a potential ally, or
Hmm.
like maybe he would have information. And you would think that if he was previously a former disciple, maybe he would have information to take out the witness.
Sure.
Or maybe he could become and have similar goals as us if he's no longer a disciple. Pretty cool.
Fascinating.
You save humanity. Mm-hmm.
I got
Pretty
distracted because I didn't know what chantry meant, so I had to look it up. It's a
Oh,
chapel or
it's-
an altar.
Yeah, sorry. I actually said this in my video. I couldn't work out like what chantry was. The definition is quite difficult because it's like, I think it's like an altar, like it's almost like a chapel, but it's an altar that you put gold and stuff in front of, like you sort of in
Like an
dedication
offering?
to saints and that kind of stuff,
Oh,
and you,
okay.
you and you sort of keep gifting things to it over the years, and like priests and that whole ceremonies and things there to honor that saint.
That's the
I
place
think.
where you worship the disciples.
Yes, that's my interpretation of it. The place where the Chantry of the Darkest Hour would be the place to worship Nezarec.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Is Nezarec still alive? He's gonna show up and be like, "What's up, dudes?" and then comes help us.
Yeah, and you could speculate that was what the last radio message was about in the season, because remember, the only people who have ever mentioned Nezarec, one is now Eris, and two is the Drifter from 2018, who
Mm.
claimed he
And
went to
who's going together to go explore the secrets of the Lunar Pyramid?
Eris and the Drifter. 10 points for Gryffindor. Right.
It's all shaping up. So they're
Yeah.
they're getting together to go and explore the Lunar Pyramid that belonged to Nezarec.
Uh-huh. And when she
Mm.
when Eris finds the glaive, I'll read you the entry, right? This is what makes you think that Eris is reaching out for assistance, and also sort of implies that Nezarec is alive. So it says, on the floor, a length of unidentifiable metal caked in centuries of dust catches her eye. A glaive. Eris lifts it into her hand. Striations of red illuminate on its surface and throb like a heartbeat. The glaive's power feels faint, distant, and yet an ember of something terrible still burns within. Where are you? Eris whispers into the air. There is no reply. And then, if you go back to the 2017 entry, this is what makes it sound like it is Nezarec will be like an enemy of our enemy, someone we will call to for aid, a little bit like Savathun, actually. And we might get a dark power from or assistance from, but not necessarily like on the side of humanity. But it says, this is the original entry about Nezarec. When the guiding shine fades and all seems lost, he will call to you. Fear not. All he offers is not as dark as it may seem. For Nezarec is no demon, but a fiend, arch and vile in ways unknown. He's a path and a way, one of many. And his sin, so wicked, so divine, is that he will never cower when dusk does fall. Lightfall. But stand vigilant as old stars die and new light blinks its first upon this fated eternity. Does that not
Yeah.
sound like Lightfall? Fucking
No,
Nezarec?
Oh,
it really
definitely.
does. I was hoping you'd read through the lore on Nezarec's sin, because that was what's super interesting. Because like part of it is like he is the darkness and the hated one and the bringer of the evil and the darkness and all that stuff. And it's like, well, actually, he's not a fiend. You know, the new light blinks and fed at eternity, and it's
Yeah.
all sounding like Nezarec's gonna come help us out.
Pretty much. He's going to be
Sounds
like,
like it to
yo, have you heard about toxicity powers? I know your Destiny community is pretty good at that already, but you can now have it in game.
Yeah. Harness it in game now.
Briar.
Uh,
Oh yeah, there was more information about the lawsuit. Speaking about toxicity.
Oh,
Oh,
I want to hear.
Okay, real quick. So you know that there is a lawsuit happening with the person who threatened Bungie employees,
Yep.
and people were like, "Oh, he's just a child. Why are we ruining his life?" Because he, said he was going to burn the building down. Stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
get
different
ruined.
Things like that.
Who hasn't
Um,
threatened to burn a building down?
Well, we have information on what exactly has been happening and how deep it actually went. So there was an anonymous person tweeted to Bungie accounts a threat to kill employees on June 14th. Shortly after, several employees of Bungie began receiving voicemails and text messages on personal, unpublished telephone numbers, repeatedly using the racial slur, the N-word. Now, from there, that night, the person who called himself Brian left a voicemail on the personal telephone line
I
of
almost
the
had a panic
employee.
attack.
Brian, no, I didn't do it. Jesus Christ, not me. Brian. He referred to the employee by name. So this is an employee who posted an ad. When they did the Heroes Welcome stuff with
Yes.
a content creator. This is that person who posted that ad. So they referred to the person by name and requested a Destiny 2 cutscene or DLC for N-word killing.
What?
They want a DLC or cutscene of N-word killing in Destiny 2.
What, they want like the game to get like embrace full racism and like
Yeah, that's why they're trolling. Yeah.
okay.
A few minutes later, he called back and identified himself as a member of a far right-wing social network known to publish material that is censored from mainstream social media. He repeated the request for N-word killing DLC. The employee's spouse, who works for Bungie, also got a text requesting the DLC. And then one of them also got an voicemail saying, "Enjoy your pizza." And around the same time, a person using the same telephone number as the anonymous caller ordered a pizza to the employee's home address. And of course, this frightened them, so they
That's
called the
creepy.
police.
Time to
Yes.
ruin that life, Bungie.
Yeah, that's real bad. Because the reason people
Yeah.
do pizza is because it's like I don't know if there's other fast food places or delivery stuff that you can do this, but you can call a pizza place and say, "I'll pay with money when you get here," right? "I'll pay in cash."
Right.
So they can call and not have to pay for the food, and they just come and there's a pizza.
Didn't
there.
even pay for the pizza.
No, if they did, I'd be like, "Hey, thanks for
Unreal.
free
Would
pizza,
have their
man."
bank.
Send him away forever.
Yeah, they'll have their credit card and all that. But of course, I know people are like, "Oh, they're just sending pizza." The reason they're doing that is to say, "I know where you live." It's not about the pizza. It's just this is a way that they can do it for free
What
with
was
no
on the pizza?
trackable stuff. To say this is
It's
I know
not about
where
the
you
pizza,
live.
Brian.
Anchovies.
It's just anchovies, no cheese, no sauce, only anchovies.
Fuckers.
Yeah, it's super scary. By the way, this was a response to Amaze being highlighted by Bungie. That's why
Wow.
they want N-word killing DLC. It's disgusting.
Oh,
What
really?
What a piece of trash. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They deserve the consequences. They deserve it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, threatening to kill
100%.
people is illegal. Guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's illegal to threaten to kill people.
I don't know why
So
you think
is
it's this
fraud.
magical world. Like it's still real life. Because it's on the internet doesn't make it any less real.
Yeah.
You don't get to say whatever you want to say and not be. You can say whatever you want to say, but you have to also accept there's consequences for
Yeah.
that.
Prepare to be treated accordingly.
Yeah.
And Bungie
Yeah.
is treating them accordingly.
Yeah, this is stuff that's come out in the
Yeah.
court case.
Yep.
People feel
So-
like they're anonymous, like they can't be reached through the internet. Like so they feel like they can do anything to anybody and without consequences. And there are consequences.
Yeah.
There are, yeah. And for anyone surprised by this, I don't know if you guys were on Twitter during the time that a group of people published like a thing that would just pages and pages and pages of Discord chats of various people in the community planning to dox people, DDoS people, threaten them. There were like bounties on content creators' heads to get their IP address or to get their address, racial slurs, homophobic, all slurs that you can imagine. This is a thing that has happened in the Destiny community for a very long time. And some of these people who have been outed have just been welcomed back into the community. So I would say that if this is your first time learning that this kind of thing goes on in the community, just try and be aware that this stuff is happening. And when you see it happening, or even like a smidge of this type of thing happening, stand up against it and say it's not okay. Kick the person out of the clan, kick them out of your Discord, don't be friends with them anymore. Even if it's someone slips up and says a racial slur, right? Although I don't think you can slip up and say a racial slur because you could. There's no way that I would say it.
Yep.
Then don't let him out. Just don't let him continue to be around you. So,
Yeah.
and don't threaten to kill people. That's not good.
Yeah, that's a terrible move.
Not good.
Not
And
good.
don't order pizza with pineapple on it, for Christ's sake.
Whoa,
Pineapple's
whoa,
Hey,
delicious.
whoa,
Pineapple.
whoa!
I actually like pineapple. I thought you guys would be against it. That's why I said it.
God
No,
damn,
we're talking
what do you
about
have
an
against delicious
anchovy
pineapple
only pizza. No cheese, no
Jesus
sauce,
Christ.
just anchovy. Let's
Yeah,
make it
I
a
hate
calzone.
anchovies.
It's an anchovy calzone.
Calzone.
Yeah.
That's
So
gross.
don't let this stuff fester in your communities. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Because it's happened to
that's the big
it's
takeaway. Don't let it fester.
it's not just happened to content creators or developers as well. I saw just like a person who was just playing comp and he was beating the enemy team and he got DDoSed and doxed and phone calls and all sorts of stuff because he was beating the enemy team. It happens to also people just playing Destiny. So
Sometimes it shows up like you don't
Yes.
even see it coming. Like I've had people that I've like been friends with and worked with in the Destiny community that like later I've realized, oh, this person's a shitbird. You know, we've had people on the show that we didn't know. You know, like we're complete assholes.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the reasons I don't always like communicate and talk to other people is I just like,
Yeah, it's scary because you don't want to
Yeah.
get
Yeah, yeah.
associated with some
tough, right?
shitbag.
I'm
it's sad though.
it's really sad because it does this kind of thing. It makes you not only not want to associate with people just in fear of they might be a terrible person, but it makes you not want to talk about Destiny on social media in fear of you becoming the next person who goes through this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And it's just you shouldn't feel afraid to talk about a video game on the internet. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be a fear.
I don't understand how it gets to the level where somebody's taking it so seriously that they're willing to threaten people, you know?
Yeah.
Well, like, what the fuck's going on that you're taking this game so seriously that you're willing to go to jail? Like,
Yeah.
the kids are going to go to jail for this.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's usually something deeper, something at home, some sort of upbringing, some sort of exposure to stuff that is clearly not good that makes them lash out. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's like it's not an excuse for terrible things being said and done, you know? So,
Well, now this stuff is taken even more seriously because of like all the swatting stuff and all the shootings and all of that stuff. Like now when you threaten someone online, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, I'm taking your word for that. I'm assuming you're not lying and you are actually going to do that."
mhm.
So I hope that more of this happens with what Bungie's doing because there's got to be some way to tell people that like this isn't okay.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use my real name. You know, that's why I use like a, Briar Rabbit as a name. That's why I get so freaked out when people recognize me in public, especially if I have to hand them like a credit card or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's like when I get an Uber or something that asks what I do for a living. I'm like, I make online entertainment. Then I straight my mustache.
Marlon, for your entertainment, I'm going to share a tip. Just make up a job and then try and convince the person that you know enough about this job that you actually do it. I'm a garbage man. Oh, really? What do you make good
What do
money?
you do? I take garbage and like dispose of it.
No.
What's it like being a garbage man?
What happens
Well, you
when
wake
you
up
got
early.
what happens when you got a really wet bucket?
Good question. I'm the
I mean, I
driver,
would
so I don't
rather
really
just
deal with
make
the
up
bucket.
like I have an OnlyFans account about Hobbit feet, and I just put feet pics up there, and my feet in some mud, swishing around.
Yeah. Squish it in
Maybe-
between your toes. People love that stuff.
Yeah, maybe summertime Hobbit, have my feet in the pool, just splashing about.
I used to, when you play golf, when you get paired up with like random strangers, right? And everybody, opening conversation is always, what do you do for a living? And at the time when I was playing a lot of golf, I did gas analysis, which immediately everybody's like, oh, what do you test parts? So I would make up my job every time. I'd like make up a new job and try and convince that person that I actually did that thing over the course of 18 holes.
Proctologist.
great.
Kinda fun.
What was the best job you convinced someone you did? You have
I
any
think the
memories of
garbage
that?
man was the best one. It was the one I had the most fun because I don't have any idea what a garbage man does. I mean,
Yeah, I
you know what a
your
garbage man
day-to-day.
does, but like,
But you could tell stories. You just make stuff up, like what you found in
Yeah.
people's garbage and stuff like that. You know?
yeah. And I always played with the same guy, so he'd hear me like make these things up, and he'd help me try to like.
Just don't say you're
kind of
like
a team
a
effort.
an FBI agent or something, because then you might. Go
I think
to
that's
jail for-
illegal, right?
Yeah, he was impersonating a cop.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm
illegal.
a police officer. That's right.
You
I'll
could
take
say
you
you're
to
a PI though. You're a private investigator.
You
probably. I
could.
bet that's not illegal.
I'm gonna go with hacker. I'm a professional
Oh
hacker.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm a pastry chef.
I once played that
For McDonald's.
browser game where you have to hack things. I played that. That was fun.
Well, I saw hackers, so I'm pretty much an expert.
Well,
Nice.
Twitter questions?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Let's see here. I'm gonna start at the bottom of the list because fuck it. Kier Denham says, "Hi, a bit concerned. I dropped in on Miss 5000 Watts stream earlier. She was wearing what looks like a lamb's body on her head, and was talking about cult and scarifying people. Be careful around her today.
You
Always
know what I
careful
did do,
around her.
Briar? Do you know what I did do today, Briar?
What's that?
I upgraded my cult and we could get a new perk for all of my cult members to have. And we had a choice between eating grass food and that not being a bad thing, or
Right? You are a vegetarian. Mostly.
yeah. Grassy, it was kind of like grassy slosh, but whatever, that's fine.
Huh.
Or we could give everyone a certain trait where if they eat meat from a dead follower, you get faith points. It's called cannibalism. So we went with that.
Cannibalism.
So if a
Sounds-
follower start acting up again, looking at you, Nam,
Start eating them.
I'm gonna throw you on the fire and bake you up and put you in a stew. And then all of the followers are like, "Woo, cannibalism!"
It's funny how they all fell into line after that.
Not a peep after that. Wow.
Yeah. Any protests? Any protests? No? Good.
No, I'm
The
good.
one person who's protesting
I'm
is
gonna
in
get back to
jail.
work.
Although the jail is, the dock where you put your hands in and your head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that. They stay there for like 3 days and then they get better.
3 days.
3 days.
I bet you get a lot of cramping in 3 days.
Imagine your
right?
back. Imagine how sore your back would be.
Oh, because you're like
Back
bent
would
over.
be sore, you are.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah. Jeez.
Stocks,
Can I
yes.
get a
the
medical
stockade.
exemptions from the stockade?
Not if you're going around trying to convert people into saying that I'm a fake prophet. No,
Okay.
go to jail.
Yash JDJ55 says, "Would you rather be stranded at a deserted island with Watts with no food, or stranded in the Australian outback?"
Wow.
I mean, they're basically the same.
Yeah, I'm getting eaten either way, right?
Yeah.
You're getting killed. You're getting poisoned. Sorry, you'll poison you.
I could put you out of your misery real fast, though. Whereas if you're in the
Last
outback,
time you said you were just gonna chop off my leg and eat it and keep me alive so the meat stays fresh. It doesn't seem like fast.
Yeah. Watts has the long game.
Mm.
She's, there's no ice chest. So she's keeping you alive to keep the meat fresh.
I choose the outback and get
Yeah.
some big breakfast sandwiches from
The big brekkie sandwich.
There might be a rural McDonald's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can waltz in, get a big brekkie.
Crocodile hunters got to eat, right? Gary Alderette says, "Destiny will be crossing over with Mortal Kombat. Who is your main and what moves and fatalities do they have?"
Oh, nice question. Finally, a good one. Um,
What was the guy with 4 arms? Goro, right? The
Yeah.
big dude with 4
Goro,
arms.
yeah.
I mean, he seemed pretty cool.
I'll be right
You gotta hold 4
no,
guns.
but won't it be Destiny characters doing fatalities? That's what I thought.
Well, if it's a
Oh,
crossover, it
okay.
could be either or. It could be like,
Yeah.
you could be Sub-Zero
Scorpion-
that suddenly has stasis. mean,
I
it's the
would
same
find it
thing.
very satisfying in the Crucible to be able to throw the spear, say, "Get over here," and pull somebody over and then kill him.
True.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Like
That'd be a cool
yeah.
move.
I'm just thinking, like, if you really did have a flaming hammer as a Titan, that would make a pretty
Yeah.
brutal fatality. Just
That would be cool.
smashing someone into a pulp.
Yeah.
Yes,
You'd
that
hear
would
him.
be, yeah.
Sometimes you'd knock them unconscious with a hammer, but sometimes it would just be on fire and screaming bloody murder.
Yeah. I think they would do a combo of using like the small hammer, like knock them down with the small hammer and then whip out
Yeah.
the giant big one. Bonk.
The spin and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
To get that X-ray vision, with all the bones.
Have you
smashed
still
up.
been maining Titan this season?
Oh, I've actually gone back to Hunter, man.
Have you?
Shit, Hunter is just
So good.
so nice in Solo 3.0. The synergy is really cool. You feel pretty good.
Hmm.
And it's going to be good for a while with Assassin's Cal. So
MN Winter says, how far into the future do you think they'll go during the showcase? Just talk about Lightfall, teaser for Final Shape, maybe beyond.
I'm only expecting Lightfall. You know,
I'm only hoping for Lightfall. I'm actually not 100%
You don't want anything else?
expecting it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm
because we still
expecting
got
it.
another season between now and then, right?
Yeah, but they did that last year, and I think it falls in line with their marketing and to get people hyped for what's coming next, because they know that only a certain amount will be interested for the seasonal stuff, but there's a bigger
Yeah.
amount of people that are interested in the big yearly DLCs. So that's like their their cash cow, and then the seasonal
Yeah.
stuff is to engage the regulars every season.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Final Shape will be loosely teased and mostly talked about Lightfall in the context maybe of Final Shape. There might be a way for them to sort of put that in there because they have done that in the past. But I think it'll mainly focus on Lightfall.
Yeah. If we get anything of Final Shape, I think it's just going to be like a little teaser thing. But I think it's mostly going to be
Yeah.
Lightfall. You know?
Ben says, what's more fun, Graviton Lance Void Explosions, Trinity Ghoul Chain Lightning, or Sunshots Big Bangs?
Ooh. Trinity Ghoul is really fun once you get it going.
It is
Trinity
really
Ghoul is
fun.
good, yeah.
Yeah. That catalyst, it just keeps on. It's just more the merrier.
I've used Trinity Ghoul a lot more than I've used Sunshot or Graviton.
Dude, Trinity Ghoul next season, a little arc something or another. Arc surprise.
There's some good weapons. Trinity Ghoul and Risk Runner. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
top tier. They're gonna be whatever they bring out for Arc 3.0. I'm sure there's gonna be an artifact mod that's gonna just
Mhm.
make those even better.
Yeah.
Landy McBlanderson says, many animals have shown striking signs of intelligence. If you had to pick which animal species overtook humanity and became our overlords, which of the following would you pick? He gives us 7 to
Ooh.
pick
Oh,
from.
jeez.
Seven.
Okay.
1 crows, 2 dolphins, 3 octopi, 4 elephants, 5 gorillas or other primates, 6 dogs, 7 cats. Cats would be
Well-
hilarious.
Out of those, the most intelligent are what? Crows, dolphins, and
Octopus.
elephants? And
Octopus is really
Octopus
smart.
are super smart.
They're
yeah.
all. I think they're all pretty smart.
Dogs are less smart than those.
Except for
And
dogs.
cats are
Dogs are
less
just
smart
friend-
than those as well.
Yeah. Except for
Yeah, I
dogs and
think-
cats.
Dolphins are actually possibly on the highest in terms of
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yeah.
But
But we're assuming that they're going to take it to the next step in evolution and become as smart as humans, right? Because they're going to take over the planet, become like the next dominant race.
I think it would be really fun and silly to see octopi so
Yeah.
brilliant because they got the shape shifting and they can regrow their
Yeah.
tentacle. You see that
Yeah, but
documentary?
they're
my
terrifying,
octopus.
though.
No,
but
they're
how-
cute.
Have you seen? You need to watch My Octopus Teacher. It will
Yeah, you do have to
make
watch
you
that. That's pretty good.
weep like a baby at the end. And you'll be like, "That sweet octopus, and it's so good."
Also, watch
Well,
The Boys.
look, all I'm
for
saying
more
is I
octopus
know-
action.
I know what your internet history looks like because both of you just said, "Oh, octopus are cute." Yeah, okay, I'm
They
calling
are
bullshit
cute.
on that.
They
I
are
don't know,
cute.
man. They're pretty cool.
It's
Like,
on
once you
Netflix,
start
man.
getting into it, they're pretty neat.
Yeah. So
Tentacles
like,
are cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a
Oh.
disgusting factor
Oh.
initially. There's an alien disgusting factor initially, but as soon as it becomes a bit more like friendly, when you see it playing and all that, you're like, "Oh, it's actually pretty cute." Like
Yeah.
it's
And like they figure out puzzles and stuff. It's really kind of crazy.
yeah, man, it's crazy.
Okay, I'll watch. What's it
I
called? My
still say
Octopus
cats. So
Teacher.
cats are just gonna be
My
hilarious. Like intelligent cats, they're just gonna be like fucking with shit. Like they're never gonna be able to form a coherent society. They're just going to be fucking with
You know
shit.
what it's gonna be?
Knocking
It's gonna
stuff
be
over. They're just gonna build
I
stuff
know
up
what it
just so
is.
they can knock it over.
Yeah, push it
Prior,
over.
it's gonna be like the mafia, but instead of it being deadly, it will just be annoying. Like today, I got a mission for you to go push that boy's paint can over. He's never gonna get
Yeah.
this job done.
We like playing that Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking like dolphins. Like imagine dolphins walking around in like water mech suits so they can be on land.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh,
Like
that'd be interesting.
Robo-
They got
Robotech suits built
fins
for
and, like,
dolphins?
just walking around the land. Yeah.
Ian Williams says, "What do you guys think of all the secrecy? Do you think it negatively impacts the hype buildup marketing of the game, or do you, on the other hand, think it gets the community talking and guessing more, creating free publicity?"
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Man, and anytime I've been thinking that Bungie's super clever about being quiet, it usually comes around to find out that they just didn't have a lot to say when it comes to this, you know?
Usually, yeah, for me, it's usually like they're not saying stuff because like the next thing that they show tells you exactly like what the next season is or whatever, and like they
Yeah,
don't
it's
want to
just
like talk about
straightforward.
it.
Yeah,
It's literally just like this
Yeah.
this is the next thing, and we don't want you to know about that yet.
yeah. There hasn't been as many. Like usually, if they show something early, then it's a big revelation. You're like, oh man, this is happening, and then the game drops.
Yeah.
You're like, it's happening.
I
But
feel like this wait isn't too bad. You know, it's like what 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
no, it's not bad. It's I think it's because like there's all this rumbling about whether or not it's an old cycle, a new cycle. It's the new stuff, old stuff. Like, you know what I mean? We're in one of those phases again with Destiny.
I think
Yeah.
Destiny's been around for so long now. The community's got really good at incorrectly predicting stuff because they
Yeah.
understand the game so well. They go down this path of predicting whether something's going to be good or bad because we know what they're talking about. We know subclasses. We you know Void 3.0. We know what Void 3.0 was. We could get in this absolute tantrum of a rut, thinking something's going to be awful or good, and then it just never lives up to expectations. And I do think that
Yeah.
has something to do with pulling back on announcing like seasons, I guess. I think all the hype is going to be around the big DLCs or the big expansions, the Witch Queens, the Beyond Lights, the
Mhm.
Lightfall.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of seen them go the whole gamut from like revealing too much. You remember like all the exotics going on the Instagram and being like, "This is happening. This is
I
happening,"
hated that.
right? And then
Yeah, I didn't like that.
and then getting overly secretly or over or too secretive to where we're just not given any info and it just feels like we're in the dark. Like, I don't know.
I think
There's a
if they're going to
fine
go the
balance
path
somewhere.
of like players in the community discover it for themselves,
Mhm.
they do need to push that like raid and dungeon release back so players can discover it for themselves at their own pace and not feel like they're rushing before the weekend to like get all their
Yeah.
gear, subclasses sorted and teams sorted, and
Mhm.
you know, Destiny community like to be prepared. They do bounty hoarding, you know, so if you want them to discover it themselves and work it out and see if they like it and play before they judge, then give them some time because they're going to just combine that time pressure into one angry mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I would not hold it against them if they don't want to talk about anything for a little bit. They're
Yeah.
like,
That's
you
been a
know,
bit of a rough patch, huh?
we're just gonna
Yep.
like, you know, we'll put our stuff together when we have it ready to show, we'll show it off. But until then, I'm just gonna, you know, just gonna not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Invictus says, with the Witness Fast approaching and Lightfall seemingly coming early next year, what are your predictions for the story? I think we're going to face off against the Witness at the end of the campaign, but lose, and in final shape, we'll actually defeat him.
I feel like Final Shape's going to bring it back to the Vex and close this whole cycle.
Yeah.
Destiny started with the Vex. Maybe it'll finish with the Vex, and I think Witness will. I don't really want to see the Witness come and go in a season though. That's a hard thing. I think I might be a bit disappointed if the Witness showed up in an expansion and then got killed straight away.
Yeah.
I think the seasons will be like finding out more about the pyramids and learning more about the disciples, and then Lightfall could potentially be like Witness stuff, and then we lose, you know, the light or the traveler goes away or whatever. But it sounds like Drifter and Eris are going to explore a pyramid, so maybe there's like another thing where we're just learning more and more about the pyramids and how disciples come about.
Mm-hmm.
Intel gathering.
Yeah.
Like put it this way: if Final Shape is not about the Vex, does that mean we're not getting any more storylines in the Vex? The Vex are done. I feel like it's still quite unanswered with that whole.
Yeah,
arc.
I hope not, because I definitely want to have something wrapped up on the art or on the Vex line as well, because like I feel like
Yeah,
that's
100%.
that's a big angle that we're going to be missing if that doesn't get wrapped up in some way. And I think it would be cool to have the Witness tied in somehow at the end, whether it's like we defeat the Witness, but there's a remnant of the Witness left that then gets co-opted into the Vex's network that then becomes some, the balancing has gone heavily off kilter, and that we have to go and fix it or something like that. I don't know. I want something in there.
I like how Watts turned into a cat for a moment there.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
was
good.
trying to get it to focus on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cute.
Jeff McDonald says, "What do you? Oh, I'm sorry. Who do you think you are?"
What gives you the
Some
right?
kind of
question.
superstar. Just think you are. Said, who?
Who do
you
you
think
think
you
you are?
What gives you the right?
What gives you the right?
Starscream S13 says, "What exotic weapon or armor needs a new ornament?"
Not
Dragon
Rat King.
Shadow. God
Rat
damn.
King.
Dragon Shadow. Jesus Christ. Dear Lord, have mercy. That thing came out the beginning of Destiny 2. Has one ornament. And it's terrible.
Do you still
Because
use Dragon
in
Shadow?
the beginning of Destiny 2, right? You couldn't change really the color of a lot of stuff on armor.
Right,
It was
yeah.
like there's always this gold thing, there's always this silver thing, there's always this thing, and you can't get rid of it. And Dragon Shadow is one of those things, the base thing and the ornament. Stop it. I don't use Dragon Shadow at the moment because I'm using Caliban.
That's what
But-
I'm saying.
For
Starfire
art.
Protocol's got a bit of
will.
love in chat at the moment. Starfire.
Hmm.
nothing.
No.
Not- Rat King.
Yeah, Rat King.
Dragon Shadow, Rat King. Thank you.
Rat King, so then the community one can be Arbalist. There you go.
Rat King already has
Jamarino
an ornament,
says-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already got one.
Well,
So-
Arbalest?
No.
Oh,
Rat King.
Oh, Rat King? Oh yeah, Rat King has like 3, I think.
Then it definitely does not need another one.
They all, to be fair though, it's just like, hey, it's the Rat King thing, but it's like green. And it's Rat King, and now it's like blue. It's not something that like transforms the way the gun
transform,
looks.
Havarino says, "Given that it's only 3 days between season launch and the raid, are you planning on running it with tried and true Void and Solar, or will you be taking a chance on Arc?" I think it depends on how comfortable we
It
are with Arc.
depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how it's feeling after a few days.
I think my default loadout will be Solar 3.0 with Assassin's Cowl. And then if Arc is really poggers and it's easy to make a build, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But it's be hard to go past that Solar build, to be honest.
Yeah.
The supers as well are like pretty high damage supers for Solar. Same with Void. You've got like Bubble,
Yeah.
you've got Well of Radiance, you've got Tether, you've got Blade Barrage, Hammers. Like there's a lot of really, really solid supers in there. Whereas the
Yeah,
Arc
you're not
ones,
gonna be
like
Arc stuff.
Titan, maybe. It depends because like there's there's the helmet the hunters got for twirly staffs. Well, it's not just twirly staffs, but it was like I don't even remember what it does. It was bugged, and then it was like disabled, and then it was nerfed, and then like no one uses it, and it doesn't even exist anymore. Yeah, Blight Ranger is the name of it. Blight Ranger came out, died instantly, but that
Wait,
could be interesting.
Wait, is it the reflect stuff? That one
It's the Blight
increases
Blight
the damage on reflecting. Is that that
Blight
one, or is it something
Ranger.
else?
Exotic. I'm gonna just read it. Okay. Attacks you redirect with your arc staff deal massively increased
Yeah.
damage and generate orbs of power for your allies. Like that could be pretty cool, right? You could stand in front of your team and like just deflect the whole time. So your team isn't getting hit. You're doing like more and more damage as you deflect, and you're making orbs for everyone. It could be cool if it works and it's good.
Could be.
That's what I was gonna say. If
Cool.
the deflect works and it's a boss that's easy to like, I don't know, an ogre eye beam. It's just like
Yeah, you have to like
very
take aggro,
easy.
right?
yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
But then again, Titans will probably do the Superman punch.
You could, yeah. That thing has done in the past a lot of
That's
damage.
pretty consistent top
A
damage.
lot of damage.
Yeah. Titans might move over. Would Warlocks move over? What do they got? Chaos Reach.
Oh,
not
Chaos
really.
Reach.
Chaos Reach.
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends how much damage Chaos Reach can end up doing.
Unless there's something that changes it, yeah.
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 I think Yeet Titans are
Mm.
probably the most likely culprit to switch over for the raid.
Yeah.
Do you think the staff is going to be like worth it?
I think
For
something
Hunter?
needs to change the staff. I think it's been unloved
Yeah.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
It's-
I hope they
It's-
do something with it.
Yeah, it feels very selfish. You know.
Well-
like it's just for you. You're dodging, you're dancing, you're doing a few swipes. You dodge, dance, swipe, swipe. You know. Maybe a little twirl. That's it.
You can't do anything else with the arc stuff, right? Like what? When you go solo, you can either choose the gun or you can have blade barrage. When you arc, it's just
Arc, it's the if you
Arc
have
staff.
a regular arc staff or you can twirl your arc staff.
Yeah.
it's not enough.
It's not. It needs a redo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like why
True,
does that
yeah.
only have Void has spectral and tether.
Spectral and Tether. Solar has
Solar
Blade
has
Barrage
golden
and
gun
Golden
and
Gun.
blown gun.
Warlock
Arc
has,
s-
swords and well. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's not really that a different super.
Yeah.
Warlock has Stormcaller and
It's
Chaos
zip
Reach.
zap or the beam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like all the other supers are actually like really
Two
different.
Yeah.
separate, like a range and a
Yeah.
roam.
Like I said,
roaming.
hunters, they got the swap, the dodge, and a couple twirls, and that's it.
If I could throw
I
my
hope.
staff at people, that'd be cool. Throw it at them.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Bang, bang.
What
Would
would
be
you
cool.
do? What would be
Or-
the other arc? I mean, technically, it should be something completely different.
What if this? You created a momentary pool of energy by you doing your spin or your dance. So it's almost like a moving pool that could give enhancements.
A moving pool.
Dance party.
That's fun.
Where radiant
Instant
dance
dance
proceeds.
party.
I feel like when you use the arc, like pole dancer, you should like waves of arc should go out from it. You know,
Yeah. Like
like
the
an electric blade dancer, like
yeah,
electric
carpet. Yeah, like in D1.
It'll be called
like
Electric
dong
Boogaloo.
blade. Yeah, but on the floor. Like imagine
Yeah.
dong blade on the floor though,
Yeah. There should be a thing where
rather,
you,
There'll be
rather
a
than a
spear.
floofy.
you should
Stop.
stab it into the ground and you spin around and kick someone in the face with it.
That's the new melee.
I mean,
That'd be cool.
That would
not
be
very
cool.
effective, but I would use
Well,
it.
imagine
Yeah,
if you
that'd
had
be
like
neat.
a yeet hunter, like it's a pole vault. Doing.
What do you do when you land? Do you take the spear with you?
I'm on board as long as there's like a 1 in 1,000 chance that the pole breaks and you just land on your ass.
Yo, what if you threw the spear and if it landed and hit someone, you can activate a button, teleport back to the spear and pick back up.
Oh, she.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
Now you're talking.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah. See a big group of people, you can go in,
Yeah.
boom, get out.
Dude,
Dance
that actually
party,
sounds
dance party.
Good.
That does sound fun. I
C-
like
And it
that.
maybe just activates your punch. You know, like the one shot, the like Lies handshake. You know, you activate it, you
Ooh.
spring in there, bang, 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 punch, and then teleport out.
Bang, dodge, bang, dodge, bang, dodge.
boom,
Bang, bang, boom.
uppercuts, triple uppercuts, and then get out.
Yeah, Hunter goes third person and just really quickly gives him the old uppercut.
Speed bag.
Yeah. Just like Street Fighter juggling him in the air. Dong, dong,
You're
dong.
just looking at him like, what are they doing? Jesus Christ. Please stop it.
Ang Bangarang says, was there ever a moment where you questioned if you wanted to keep playing Destiny?
Yeah, when do I start?
I gotta see how the story ends up at the least. Like at the minimum, I gotta see how the story ends up.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
there's never been a time where a DLC is dropping or some sort of expansion and I'm not interested. I'm always interested to see what happens. There's always a time
No.
in a DLC release or a seasonal release where I'm like, I've had enough. I can play some other games, you know. But like,
Yeah.
I'm always interested to see what happens next.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm at as well. It's like I definitely don't want to always main Destiny and only ever played Destiny, but I'm always interested to play new content when it comes out.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's happened for me is like I've never thought as a player of just not playing Destiny. Like you guys said, I always want to know what's going on. I want to try new stuff. I want to get the new exotics. I want to see the story. I'm all because Destiny feels amazing to shoot. If you take an extended break from Destiny and you go play another FPS, you're like, God damn, this all sucks compared to
Like
Destiny.
being in mud. You know?
Yeah, it all sucks. So Destiny is always gonna feel amazing to just shoot stuff. I think the only thing that's really happened to maybe most people is they're like, ooh, and this was like back in the day where they're like, maybe I shouldn't have my content just about Destiny.
Yeah.
Has maybe been the thought, but yeah, Destiny just feels great.
Yeah, I definitely I don't really play Destiny for the grind anymore. I think that's probably the major change. I don't play Destiny to grind out gear or stats, all that. I play activities that I find fun in Destiny because it is so slick and there is a lot to do for said activities. But I don't want to
That's
spend
how
my
I
time
used to
in
play
other
too.
ones.
I used to
Yeah.
try collect everything in the game.
Yeah, I don't do that.
But honestly, once some of the stuff got locked behind the Eververse store, that became like it just lost all appeal to me because I didn't want to.
The
Didn't wanna
collection
interact with that.
game, the collection game got just decimated for me when a lot of it went behind Eververse. Because before I actually had the desire to collect basically everything, but then once Eververse became legit, and it was like, well, this is going to cost me hundreds of dollars every season or something, then I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm not going to collect everything. But
Omega says, in the spirit of Watts' Lamb cult phase, if you were going to start a cult in the Destiny universe, what would be the theme and which characters would you want to recruit? Aren't we already in a cult? Like the cult of the big white sphere in the sky that doesn't do anything?
yeah, the Traveler cult
True.
is definitely a cult.
True.
We're already in a cult.
Dude, we murder aliens like willy-nilly style. It's just
Right?
whatever.
That is cult activity.
Yeah. You're on our property, you're dead. I'm doing a patrol out of my way, you're dead.
Yeah,
It's
you
not-
I
can
came
join our
into your
cult,
home.
but you have to pray to the light.
You can join our cult, but
Yes.
first you must die and then be chosen by the light. And
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not-
Chosen by a little
That's
mechanical
super
spinny
culty.
device.
Yeah.
Oh, T-Rex's Cult of the Smollen. Yeah, that would be pretty good.
it's just a babysitting facility.
Dude. I feel like I'd want like some cult of the Exo, some sort of like robot uprising. I think would be fun. Like just get rid of all humans, get rid of everyone, just Exos left. You know,
We're just
robots.
let the cats take over. Let the colonel take
Yeah.
over. Call of
Yeah,
the chickens.
cats and Exos. That's it. Make stray.
Is there like a cult of the Ahamkara, like actually in the game?
I don't know.
No.
There should be.
There should be definitely.
I do have a cool story about armed cars, which is in the next video, but you have to watch.
I'll admit that sometimes
Ooh.
during when the sword logic stuff was all happening and we were getting a lot of lore about that, like some of that was making sense to me. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, the whole you're a dredgen at heart. The whole hive lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting. Atheon's Doggo says, who would win in a free-for-all tournament? Sephiroth, Master Chief, Gordon Freeman, Briar when he's drunk, the Tarnished, Darth Vader, or Rengoku. Who's Rengoku? I don't know who that is.
That is the Flame Hashira from Demon Slayer.
But not the Goku I was thinking of.
understand some
Not
of those words.
Goku.
Different
Rengoku.
Goku.
Not Goku.
Gordon Freeman is the guy with the
Isn't that Half-Life?
crowbar. I don't think he's
Half-Life?
going to get anywhere. Yeah, Half-Life.
Yeah, he's just
Sephiroth.
Like drops
Pretty
a planet
impressive
on you.
sword. What's that?
Like drops a planet on you. You know, he does his little
Yeah.
countdown, and then like bad stuff happens. It's pretty
That's a
big.
pretty strong free-for-all skill, honestly.
Yeah, but done some pretty crazy stuff as a tarnished. All right,
You ever
I mean,
thrown
I
a planet at anybody?
I can summon a moon.
Kinda.
Some of the moon.
I mean, I think if you spill Briar's beer and he's drunk, I think you're probably up there.
I'm a very friendly drunk. I don't get in fights when I'm drinking. I mostly hug too much. Hold hugs for uncomfortably long amounts of time. Tell you how much I love you. Over and over again.
I think realistically it would probably be Sephiroth.
Yeah,
It's
the
around
whole
time
the whole
travel.
shit on a
It
planet.
is.
Drop a universe on you. What?
Yeah.
Sephiroth, Final
From
Fantasy
Final
7.
Fantasy- Yeah.
Sorry, I had a life. Thank you very much.
You don't know the most like one of the most iconic video game characters ever, just in general as
No.
a game.
I
What?
was too busy dedeveloping social skills in 1997.
Well, what about like 2 years ago?
I don't
What were
believe
you
that for a
doing? You were
second.
streaming.
I was too busy playing the game I fucking hate.
Oh man.
Hey Blaze says, in 1 minute or less, I need each member of the crew to pitch to Briar what exotic ornament belongs to Destiny 2. Briar judges. Tefty, you have to do sweet business. Watts gets Rat King. Mylan gets Arbalist. The winner gets a PhD in marketing. PhD stands for pretty
Alright.
huge.
All right, I'll go first. Imagine it's a device with a trigger, and it's a giant dildo. All right, eggplant shaped dildo
Make
type
a
of thing.
Strong point. I like
Flippity
this so far.
floppity. It does spin.
Ooh, it's
It's got-
flippity floppities.
Flippity floppity. It's got the jiggle physics behind it, and it goes brr, brr, brr. Yeah.
Electric powered or gas powered?
Depending on your element that you choose, it switches.
These are sorry, I was reading chat. These are ideas for ornaments.
Yes. Exotic
Arbalest.
ornament for the Arbalest.
I'm gonna go for a Mad Max theme. Arbalest.
I like Mad Max.
Maybe put like spikes, rusty metal. Maybe a little V8 engine like exhausts coming out where the
Damn, I want this.
chamber goes.
Maybe a coyote motor like in my Mustang.
Yeah, be a coyote motor. Sure.
Seeing
like
as we're
this.
going into season of Drifter and Eris has a certain name for the Drifter. I'm gonna go with a Rat King that literally is a mini Drifter. He's like squished. You hold his butt and you hold his butt / legs, and then his head goes. He's like, spitting
His
stuff
mouth
out.
opens.
His mouth
Yeah.
opens because he's called the Rat. He's the Rat King.
Oh,
pretty
that's
good.
not bad.
It's not bad.
Got him.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Lore.
But of
The
course,
lore.
Stephanie does win because of big floppy
Because
dildo.
dildos.
Because I took Briar's idea from earlier
Ding,
and co-opted it
ding.
into the result, and I knew I was going to win. So I was like, "This is easy."
That will be some fast.
Well
dings,
played,
though.
sir. Well played.
It's like nepotism, but not related.
Chris Baudreau says, could the holdback on announcing which raid is coming until the showcase be hiding something bigger? Perhaps the original proposition that Luke Smith spoke about where Crotazen and King's Fall were combined into one massive raid. That would be dope. Did he say that?
I don't know.
I don't remember that. I
think
missed
so.
that.
I don't remember most things that are said. I'm like get super excited about them and then forget about them like a month later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like, you remember that?
Yeah.
What-
People say so much, Watts. It's hard to remember it
Yeah,
all.
people talk a lot.
After like a 3-year window, it all starts blending into each other a lot.
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, I think this kind of is a little bit dangerous to start expecting something bigger than like what they've told you is coming because you set yourself up for disappointment.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
expect to see Crota's End, maybe King's Fall. And if something bigger happens, amazing. That's awesome. But like, don't start like expecting something bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that you just set yourself up.
And Joe Blackburn, I do remember this one. Joe Blackburn did say it's going to be one of the bigger raids from D1. So probably not Crota's End.
What
Probably
if
King's Fall.
he just
Maybe Wrath, though.
considered all the raids bigger ones? You know,
What if by bigger raid he means Crota's End and King's Fall together?
That
a
would be
little
amazing.
combo
That is a bigger
little
raid.
sandwich raid. What if the Age of not Age of Empires, Age of Triumphs versions of the raids? See,
Oh, that'd be
Mm.
cool.
A little bit bigger. I don't know.
Dude, the second version of Crota was so much better than the first version.
It was fun.
Like that whole like sword part after you cross
Yeah.
the bridge,
It was
where
really
your whole
good.
team has the swords and you're just like bashing the knights.
It was good
I mean,
times.
That's the hardest I've ever laughed in a raid,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
I think it's probably going to be King's Fall.
We'll see. I just keep saying that, Destiny Bungie make their raids are really, really, really good. And getting any of them back updated to 60 plus FPS and, the
Mhm.
engine and how beautiful it is will
Be
be
great.
Mhm.
awesome.
Yep.
Whatever it is.
I think Crota's fun. I think Crota is a great
Crota is very
jump
fun.
in, have some fun. Also, Briar, what's your light level?
I don't have it memorized.
Come on, man. You ready for that raid experience?
I'll get ready for it. Yeah. I'll get
Yeah,
ready for it.
1560.
Oh, we're
you
gonna
gotta
do
hit
raid with Briar? We
I
doing
gotta
it?
hit,
You-
I gotta hit 1560.
1560. You got it's that's
Yeah.
it. 1560. We get to
Right now.
raid end of the month. Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be
Going
fun.
through something we've already
would be
been through before, but
amazing.
updated. It'll be awesome.
I would love to do a Briar raid again.
Yeah.
That would make me
please.
real happy. And then you
Well, we
get
can't-
Mylan's teapot of I was gonna say
Mojito.
crack.
Teapot of what?
I like crack.
I think I was
Mojito.
thinking crack pot. And I was like,
Mylan's
It's so
crack?
stigmatized, but it's honestly a lot of fun.
It's not that bad for you.
Moderation. It's all
Mojitos.
about moderation and all
teapot
things.
of mojitos. Mojito.
Only on raid nights.
Hollowpoint 503 says, we got some news today on new PvP activities and more changes to
Mm.
Iron Banner. How likely do you think it is we'll see a number of new PvP maps, perhaps more modes announced at the showcase? It's like I'd like to see Destiny get back to a handful of new maps per expansion being the norm.
I hope so.
I think everybody would.
That would be
Honestly, I
great.
don't understand what the deal is with PvP maps. It's just we get this trickle, like so few.
Yeah, look, they got the monies. That's for sure.
They've been hiring a lot, so I'm hoping
been
that
hiring
all
a
the
lot.
hiring ends up being, we get more stuff in the DLC drops.
There's always that rumor that they're gonna release another PvP game, and like all the people that used to be working on this kind of stuff for Destiny are working on that. I
Mhm.
don't know. I mean, it just feels like sometimes there's just nobody in that department.
Yeah, it's felt that way for a few years, especially with
Yeah.
the lack of maps. I feel like maps would definitely help. I feel like there's this weird backlash that's happened with anything new map introduction that's happened. It's been like, oh, now they introduce this horrible map that I can't stand. Like I feel like that's happened more often than not. And I don't know, maybe they got shy about it and said we really need to relook at what gets approved for an actual map release, and then I don't know, make it better, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like D1 had some good maps,
Mhm.
and I don't
Absolutely.
think
Lots of maps.
it's nostalgia. I think they were
No, they just flow
actually
well.
better maps. Yeah, they
Yeah, I mean the
flowed better.
maps in D2 that I play that I really like are D1 maps.
Yeah,
Like I do love Javelin. Javelin was a D2 map. And the other one, it's good. But like Anomaly, I like Anomaly. It's crazy. Cauldron, I like Cauldron. Burnout's great. Rusted Land's great. Like there's so many D1 maps that are in D2 that I like. I will be more excited to see one of those maps pop up than
Mhm.
Pacifica, Wormhaven.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
They're not terrible, but I don't know. The others.
Yeah,
just
that's what it
do-
is. They're not terrible, but they're not like, oh, I can't wait to play that map again. And I try to think like, is it because I just am jaded by the D1 experience that I had of PvP then? Yeah, but I don't think so. I think they just had a different cut of those maps. So
Kurz has a good point saying it's because D2, all the original D2 maps were made for 4v4.
yeah,
So that could be why it doesn't flow as well. Like they're not bad maps, but the flow feels weird. It
yeah,
could be.
for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So maybe we need, like that D1 flavor or 6v6 flavor added.
Yeah.
Like I want a new Rusted Lands, and I'm like, oh, this would be so cool to play this map again and again.
Yeah. And Disjunction, like it is a new map, but it only plays really well for Rift because it was
Uh-huh.
created for Rift. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we need a map that's like just good for 6v6 respawn modes.
Yeah.
Mr. Macalito says, now that you've sorted all lore and wonders Destiny related, how could we, as a community, best help Briar in his neighborhoodly quest to cause brown grass and lots of weeds for his neighbor? Briar, have you tested the
you get on that
waters?
council.
I don't want to make his lawn worse. I want to make my lawn better.
Ooh,
Although,
you could
if I made his lawn worse, my lawn would look better.
steal his lawn.
Yeah.
You know, like a
I've thought about
toupee.
that. Like when I go to
Toupee.
golf and like you take like a divot,
Yeah.
you put the divot back where you put it, right? To tamp it down a
Just
little
don't
bit.
put it back.
What if I just put that in my bag and took it with me, brought it home, planted it in my yard?
Maybe it fixes it.
Sounds like a summer project.
That's a fun summer project. I gotta go golfing, hun. For the lawn. Oh, it is.
Can't
Matt
you
Geek
just
says,
for your lawn,
what's that?
Briar, can't you just give yourself a better lawn? Tend to your own lawn better?
Yes. The problem is, honestly, is it's an inherited lawn. It was never really taken care of. So there's it's like there's crabgrass all over the place. There's some grass. What I really need to do is just like nuke all the crabgrass and plant new grass. That's what I got to do. But that is one of those things that you do. It takes you a few months of having just a really shitty looking lawn. And it's hard to grow new lawn in a drought.
True.
We're having a drought. So I think what I'm going to do is this fall, nuke all the crabgrass and plant a new lawn. And you can plant the seed kind of in the fall, and it kind of takes hold over the winter. And then theoretically in the spring, you have a nice new lawn.
Just start a new channel, vlog it. Give me the
Yeah.
whole
We'll just have a
experience.
time lapse.
Apparently,
Time
there's
lapse.
a lot of lawn channels.
I'm sure
And there are.
It's
And they're really
hard.
popular.
Yeah,
Friggin' hard, man.
yeah. Like
There's dudes who just
lawn
go
porn.
around with they just go around and like randomly find like really shitty looking lawns, and they're like, "Hey, I'll fix this for free."
Oh,
And they spend
Wow.
the day fixing it and filming it, and then get 100,000 views on it.
you need
Wow.
to find those guys, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Invite them.
My lawn's not that bad. It's just that this dude's lawn is fucking perfect. You know what I mean? It's perfect. I'm telling you, this guy's a monster. Zachary Richards says Mario Kart or Mario Party to play with friends and family.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, I agree. Mario Kart.
I
I'm
prefer playing Mario Kart, but if I'm
Yeah.
playing with friends and family, I'd probably play Mario Party because
Mario Party. There's a lot of like, you bitch, and I like that.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that.
Well,
They
same-
steal your coins.
Blue
It's in
Shell
my
shows up in
coin.
Mario Kart, and you're gonna hear some swear words.
Yeah, but
New
sometimes
maps
you have to
today,
work
Mario Kart?
together. Sometimes you have
In
to
Mario
work
Kart?
together, man.
yep. I played.
I like Mario Party with
the SNES 65. I played the SNES. I can't remember what it's called. One of the new maps from SNES.
Mario Party
I
just
was
makes me
laughing at-
angry.
That's what I'm saying. I was reading Invincible Sugar, who said, "Party if you don't want them to talk to you ever again."
Yeah. I feel like I'm just gonna walk away resentful.
Yeah, because I stole your coins.
I love
Yeah.
Mario Kart. I think it's a fun game. I think it's always been a fun game.
Mario Kart
Yeah.
is great.
Mario Kart's silly and fun. And they got those party
Yeah,
modes
and it's
too.
totally a
The
pick
balloons,
up and
popping
play
the
game.
balloons. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. That was all the questions. We finished. We have
Hey,
once again solved all the
congratulations.
questions of the Destiny universe. You're
We
welcome.
did it.
We did it.
Hey.
We are next week. We're taking off, so
That's all right.
Oh yeah.
We're out.
Let everybody know next week there won't be a show. A side quest and
Boston.
DCP Live taking the week off, but we'll be back obviously for the big reveal discussion, and then obviously new seasonal stuff. So that's going to be exciting, and also hear about
You
Cult
guys
of
got
the
any
Land.
plans for the week? Anything fun happening?
I'm gonna be streaming. I'm
Okay.
streaming a bit later because the podcast is
No podcast. It's after.
streaming
How
a
about
bit
you?
later.
I don't have any specific plans now.
No?
No.
Mylan?
Um, yeah.
Nap.
Maybe napping. Maybe napping. I have been playing a lot of Multiverse, Hell Let Loose. Played the Hunt Showdown. So I might.
Oh
I might
God, I
squeeze
love
in
Hunt
some.
Showdown. That game was so fun.
I don't get why that game didn't take off.
It
Pretty
did, but not like in a huge way. Not like
Yeah.
Valorant or something. But yeah, it's fun, man.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
if you have a group of people who are like that you're communicating with. Like if you got a team in that game, it's so fun.
Mylan is wanting to tell you about his communication
Oh,
in Hunt Showdown. That's
So
what that
because I
little
played
smirk
during,
meant.
because I played during the middle of the day, I got matched with like Asian servers, and English wasn't their first language, and sometimes they couldn't speak English. But I found this guy that was like trying to teach me his language, and I was trying to teach him, and it was funny. And at one point, he yelled "Ni hao, motherfuckers," and stormed a room. It was just so funny. It was so funny. It was And then at the end, he's like, "Kiss, kiss, kiss, kiss," and I'm like, I don't.
Wow.
that game's got proximity chat, so you can also hear the enemies talking if they're close by, which I really like. So you'd be like
imagine
hiding.
a dude kicking in your door, going, "Ni hao,
Yeehaw,
motherfuckers!"
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. And I also, Rin and I, this is the worst way to lose all your gear. We were like, you know what? Let's do open mic proximity chat. We won't talk in Discord. The only way we could communicate is through the game. So we're like creeping through and going, "Is there an enemy there?" And people just always, because they can hear us talking, just like shooting us. It's actually really fun.
It's good. It does sound fun.
It is. It's a really fun game.
Briar, are you going to be doing anything?
We're going to Boston for the weekend, and then I think I'm going to try and bicycle the entire Connecticut Greenway during the week.
Okay, let's get an update on that when we're back. Yeah, cool. All right, that's the show. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for supporting the shows on the feed. We appreciate all you guys. Appreciate everyone, and see you when we get back. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.